Ladies and gentlemen, he's done that plenty of times. Matty Odell.
Matty Odell.
Your President Meth Head.
Matty the Meth Head.
What's going on?
How are you?
What's happening? I'm sorry about the last time. I had to go for a colonoscopy.
How was that?
Right?
Oh, tore the ass out of me. Literally. No, it went well. I had 2 polyps. Had to get them taken out.
The
that's
colonoscopy life. Drugs. How did they fare compared to your breadth of experience?
My meth doesn't compare.
Really?
Yeah. See, the thing is, it's fucked up because I do have a congenital heart defect.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't usually put me out. They don't knock me out when I do that. So I'm just like twilighted. So I'm watching it on the TV. As they're fucking raping me.
Do you have a memory of it?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've been told like, oh, this is just a local, but we wipe out your memory. They do.
Yeah. I've never, unfortunately, because I guess with my heart condition, they would have to get it sign off with my cardiologist and have like an anesthesiologist, like a full blown anesthesiologist. Yeah, you don't want that.
No. Was the congenital heart condition what got you to slow down the meth over time?
Yeah. Or else I would have been still going full.
Oh, yeah. So you're going half speed on the meth?
Yeah, I did it like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So you dabble in meth at this point?
Yeah, once in a while, like special occasions, like I said, Easter.
What
Christmas.
was the special occasion 2 weeks ago?
A buddy of mine who I hadn't seen in a while
September 26th.
Yeah, that was good enough reason.
No, tell us really. Your buddy came up?
Yeah, my buddy came up. He did a show with me, and so we partied on a little bit.
Right. Yeah, you showed.
Is that all right? So I got some meth questions because
sure.
I don't know much about meth. I really like weed, that sort of and the culture around that. But so it's very common for dudes to just get high together on weed, and that seems like we're gonna get dopey and eat Doritos and watch an old movie and point out silly facts. What's it like to hang out with another dude and get high on meth? I think of meth as a sex drug in a lot of ways. I feel like that's the one that's going to make you horny and want to bang for 20 hours.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely have marathon sex 100%. But if you're not gay. I mean, I'm not gay, so I don't particularly like men. Yeah. But usually when I'm doing it with my buddies, we're involved in some kind of project concerning motorcycles. I remember one time I took the front end of my motorcycle 22 times in one day. Yeah.
So you just kept taking it off and putting it back on.
Take it off, and we would think we were making adjustments to it and put it back on and ride it a little bit and then take it off. And
what were you trying to do? Balance it?
No, we were just trying to get we tried to get from when we would come down from doing wheelies. We didn't want the shocks to bottom out.
Right.
So we were fucking around with the dampening of the springs and the tubes and everything.
Okay.
Are you good at wheelies?
I don't recommend it when you're really high.
Man, are you good at wheelies? I have to know. Are you good at wheelies?
I can do wheelies on my bike, yeah.
For how long? How long?
I mean, I'm not going for miles and miles and miles, no. But I can get up 12 o'clock, straight up.
Yeah, okay, you're better than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the thought process like? Because you see stuff in media that's someone does meth and then they take apart a clock radio and put it back together and take it apart.
Super. I mean, it's laser focused. You're super hyper focused on whatever task you were doing. What's
the thought when after you put the piece of your bike back on for the 9th time? What is the thought as you're driving where you're this isn't gonna do? Got to do it again. Right, because then I'll ride it and do it, and then my buddy would get on and do it, and then we would compare our analysis of how it handled or how it felt when it came down and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Are you doing more meth throughout this? Because it doesn't last. How long does it last? See, that's a big misconception. People who've never done it, they'll think it's like Coke where you got to keep doing it over and over and over again. People say if they do Coke, they want a bump. And then 30 minutes later, they're like, oh, I got to do another bump. That's not true with meth, but people do that anyway. Yeah, and then they just get so whacked out.
Are you smoking it or are you
no.
Snorting?
No,
it?
I was part of an organization that you're only allowed to sniff it or drink it. You're not allowed to smoke it or shoot it.
Okay. What less about addictive that way? Less extreme.
What's that?
Less addictive that way? Less extreme?
I don't know. We say you just can't trust a junkie, which is weird because people say, well, you can sniff coke and sniff meth. I go, yeah, but have you ever seen a crackhead?
Yeah.
They smoke crack. You know, have you ever seen somebody who smokes meth? That's where you see the people with the faces of meth where they have no teeth and they have the sores all over their faces. And
like, so it's more powerful taking it that way.
Once they start smoking it, and then they start shooting it, then it's just, you know.
Why do they have sores on their faces? Like, what's happening?
You know what it is they'll feel like something that they had like a mark or something, and they'll just constantly they'll obsess
and
on
they make it worse.
And they just sit there and scratch like
I do that with pimples sometimes.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can't do it. You're gonna have
like I had a buddy of mine.
Not on my face.
He would literally he would pluck his face with a pair of tweezers.
No.
And he would pluck like each individual whisker out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because he would like try to shape his beard and it was like crazy.
What's some of the, like, when you're fixated on it in the moment, if it's like a stupid or ridiculous thing to be fixated on, does part of you know that, like, as you're putting on the piece of the bike for the 18th time, part of you is like, this is kind of ridiculous? Or is it just like, no, you're so zoned in.
You're so zoned in. You're just locked on it. And usually it's somebody who will come by. I remember one time I was looking for a screw. I was at my buddy's house up in Massachusetts in Salem. And I'm in my buddy's driveway. And I lost a screw on what is called like a brake sending switch. So when you hit the brake pedal, when it goes through the master cylinder, it would push this and it would make the brake light come on. So I had taken a little tiny brass screw out and I dropped it. And I was like, fuck. You know, it was an asphalt driveway. I literally sat in his driveway for 3 days. Nonstop. And just going on my hands and knees, like looking like. And then after the third day, he comes out. He goes, Matt, he goes, what are you looking for? I go, the fucking sending switch screw. And he goes, oh, this one right here. And he bends down. He picks it up.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to kill him.
My wife was like that.
Yeah, that shit the whole time.
But they let me, literally every morning, he would open up his bedroom window out of his house. And he'd look out and he goes, how you doing, Mr. Odell? I go, I'm all right. He goes, you find it? I'm like, nope.
Are you sleeping in the driveway?
No sleep.
Oh, you're just
he's on meth.
No sleep.
How are you searching? How are you searching at nighttime? Just a
flashlight.
Flashlight.
Oh yeah.
And this whole time you're just.
Then you would start saying, well, where can I find a brass screw? And then you like look at doorknobs, and you try to like take a door out of a doorknob and see if that screw fits. And
so then you get creative after a while.
Doorknobs apart,
looking for a similar screw.
Yeah.
And then you drop the doorknob screw, and now you got to miss another 3 days off.
You think that's my buddy? I swear to God, one time I had to go to California for a meeting, and I fly out to California. I leave my buddy in the house, and I come back a week later, and he's still in the same spot, but the intercom. We lived in an apartment at the time. The intercom was taken out of the wall. And every single stereo component was taken out of the rack and dismantled and laid on the floor. And I look at him. I'm like, what's up, Joe? He's like, nothing. So I just look around. I go, how was your week? He's like, it was pretty good. I said, oh. I go, what's going on? I go, what's all the stuff out for? He goes, I was looking for a screw for my knife. He literally took the entire electronics, like, apart, looking for a screw to fit in his knife.
Hardware store might have been the first place to look at.
But he's not thinking that way.
No,
that's that week-long meth binge.
Is that 3 days looking for a screw is so you're not eating, you're not sleeping,
nothing.
Just and how many
I've stood in front of a desk in my house looking on something on my phone. And somebody would be like, hey, do you want something to drink? I'm like, yeah, pick me up a Gatorade. And they come and they bring the Gatorade and put it right in front of me. And you could come back 12 hours later. I'd still be standing in the same spot looking at something on my phone and the Gatorade would be there untouched.
Because you're just zoned in on what you're doing.
Zoned in on whatever I was looking for on the phone. So
when it finally does come down, like the high, are you just exhausted and famished?
Yeah. See, I through the years, you learn to eat and rest. We call it fake sleep.
Yeah, how do you fake sleep?
Yeah, we call it fake sleep because when we're on the road, we would call it. I call them like, yo, how many cracks are in the hotel ceiling?
How many?
Because you have to. Once you're up for so long, like your body's going to start aching because you're so tensed, like you're tensed up, you're locking your legs and you're standing there, you're not moving. So I call it fake sleep. So you lay down just to let your body rest, but your mind's still going a gazillion miles a minute. And you have to force yourself to eat. Because if you eat...
That sounds great.
Yeah, nothing you're describing sounds like a good time. What's the good part?
It's the fucking best, man.
What's the good part of Meth? What? Yeah, like what? This isn't fun so far. Like, what's the good part?
Oh, I mean, it's I don't know. You got to experience. Want me to send you some?
I'm in.
I bet
You're not selling it.
He's having a lot of fun while he's doing these things.
Yeah. You're having a fucking time of your life.
So you enjoyed looking for the screw for 3 days?
No, that much I didn't like. I didn't like that too much. But I was obsessed with it. Like I had to find it.
I feel like a puzzle would be like the best, right? Like one of those big.
But believe it or not, a lot of people will do like Sudokus and they'll do crossword puzzles and like find the words. People will color. Crazy.
Video games, probably.
Yeah. People obsessed on that. Damn. Well, I mean, it's not too different from Adderall. I mean, it's a little different, but you ever see people on Adderall that just like binge out on it and they're fucking
yeah, they're all
same type of deal.
I think it's really similar. It
is. I mean, they're both amphetamines.
Yeah, I mean, Maddie has done both, I'm sure. So it's.
But you know what? Believe it or not, I've only done Adderall once.
I love Adderall. Adderall's great.
So you didn't. You did Adderall.
I mean, now, see, let me ask you a question. Does the Adderall? Do you get Adderall dick on that?
I take like Cialis daily,
like a 30.
So I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying Adderall will make your dick shrink up.
Well, I take the Cialis, which would counteract anything.
Okay,
like
I'm saying.
I think I haven't had any issues with that.
Adderall.
Of course, I haven't taken Adderall.
Or just not get hard, or what is it? What does Adderall do to you?
It's
just making
dick. Like you're not going to get hard. It
just fucking shrivels up, man. From what I've told.
And
I thought it just made it so you lasted forever and you couldn't finish.
It's kind of like that's one thing that it says. They say Adderall, it makes your dick fucking like shrivel up to like a fucking elevator button.
Okay.
But
meth does not do that.
Meth. It's weird because meth, you have sex. It's like I mean, when you finally do have an when you finally do come, oh my god, the intensity, it's ridiculous.
Because you've been involuntarily edging, kind of.
Oh yeah.
How long does it take to come on when you're fucking with and you're fully amped up on meth?
Oh, it can go for a while. I mean, talk about marathon sex. I remember I was screwing this girl, and 27 hours had passed, and we never left the bedroom. It was crazy.
Hours.
That's a lot. Did she want that? Like,
she's on meth also, Woody.
Yeah. We were both high, Skites. She didn't
box spring, stop by the library.
He was too busy taking the alarm clock apart to protest.
I think when we actually had left the room,
she found a screw.
And it was like we were like, "How long we're fucking?" She was like, "What day is it?" I'm like, "It's Monday," and it had literally been 27 hours. I was like, God damn.
That's a lot.
That is.
You're going to need some P. Diddy style lubricant to get in a session like that.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple bottles.
Yeah.
1,000 bottles of baby oil.
What's the hangover like?
That's over 100 gallons, by the way.
That's the thing. Like, for years, I'd say for like 11 years straight, I probably had do like 6 in 1. I'd stay up for 6 days and sleep for 1.
What?
Yeah. It's like in the height of my...
Nobody can do that. Like if you can harness, no, I know how. I'm just saying it's crazy that it can. It's crazy that like with those chemicals, you can just go.
Yeah.
How old are you, Maddie?
I'm 52.
I'm 51.
Yep.
There you go.
52. I was born 1972.
Yeah, 73.
So there's no. So you don't even really feel the hangover effect of the 6 days.
No, because I mean,
you're just out.
You could sleep like a regular 8 hours. And you're like good as normal.
So you were just on that schedule for years, and on the 7th day you rested.
I'd say 90% of the time in that 11-year span was like 6 in 1.
So let me ask you this: I think of meth as like a cheap drug, like $20 to get going or something. Yeah. Is it like that really?
Well, considering that the amount that you need to get high for a sustained period of time. Like it used to be. Right now, it's super, super cheap. I mean, ridiculously cheap. Like because the open borders, Mexico has just literally flooded the market.
Finally,
so you
Biden
can
doing
get like
something right.
So you can get like an ounce for like $500.
And how long will an ounce last?
Oh my God. I can make a gram last like a week.
Oh,
I don't speak drugs. How many grams are in an ounce?
28.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Everyone else knew.
An ounce is a 6-month continuous supply.
Yeah. If you don't get deep in the bag.
Yes.
You just keep going and then you lose and we call getting deep in the bag.
Yeah, I do that with potato chips sometimes.
What are signs that you
I get deep in the bag? Pringles, don't get me started.
Like, over your 11 years of doing that, what was kind of an indicator to you when you were on a bender that you were too deep in the bag? Like what would have to happen for you to be like, oh, we're going a little too far this time?
Normally you wouldn't. Somebody that was close, you would probably check you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone else smoking meth or
no smoking. Intranasal or drinking.
Reasonable person.
Yes, drinking. It sounds just
it's a totally different rush too, because because I would ride across country and stuff, and you don't want to. You'd put it in your drink and shake it up and leave it there. So if you get pulled over, you don't have to worry about. The cop's not going to drink your drink. He's not going to drink your Gatorade or your water.
That's smart. I didn't know you could drink it because he's not going to smell it. He's not even going to test
it's
it.
water. It's water soluble, so you can drink it and get it. I mean, it takes longer. It processes through your liver.
Yeah.
It's a totally different rush.
And that one isn't you prefer snorting to.
Yeah, I like it's like the people who smoke it. They get addicted to like the ritual of going to get it and then getting their pipe and they like the whole ritual of getting high is they get addicted to that whole thing.
Did it ever get too crazy when you were around people smoking meth and you had to get out of there?
I was never around people who smoked it. A couple of times, I mean, going through different suppliers, like there was a bunch of Filipinos that I used to deal with. They used to smoke the shit out of it. But I could never, it was against the rules of the organization.
I actually did have a space thing that you might know. The death of stars, I remember learning about this in school and it not being thoroughly explored enough for me to know, but it seemed like the death of stars changed depending on how big the star was, because some of them were like condemned to being white dwarfs and then other ones could become red giants, and then after that it seemed like some of them just exploded into nothing, and then only the super absurd big boys got to become like a tiny little black hole.
So a star is a giant fusion reactor, right? And at the center of it, all that gravity is squeezing, is fusing all the helium into hydrogen, or the helium into or the hydrogen into helium. I always get it backwards, but it's fusing one of those into the other at the center of the star. And all the while, that reaction is trying to explode. The star is an explosion that has been frozen in time by gravity. It is trying every moment you look at it to blow the fuck apart, but it can't because it's so big. The gravity's holding it all there. But once all that material goes away, eventually it wins. The gravity does. And so the star collapses in on itself, and then multiple things can happen depending on the materials present inside the star and how much mass there is, how big the star was when that happened. It can do a lot of different things. It can just completely explode in a supernova. It can do this thing where it bounces a little. It sort of halfway explodes, but then pulls it together at the last second. It can become something called a magnetar. It can become a black hole if it's big enough. If it's big enough,
I think that's a Pokemon.
it's a gigantic magnetic star, I believe, spinning at an incredibly fast rate. I think it might be similar to a pulsar, but all that stuff confuses me in the end. But yeah, they can do all sorts of cool things.
That's pretty sick.
Any element bigger than hydrogen or helium was born inside of a star after the Big Bang, is my understanding. So that's when they say we're made of stardust, they mean literally.
How do the other elements get made in the explosion? Because I know it can't fuse beyond iron, and so everything else is in the explosion.
It can fuse beyond iron, I believe.
Oh, I thought that like once the core became iron, that's when it spazzed.
I think that my understanding is that it can fuse denser than iron in certain scenarios because that's where those elements come from.
Okay.
Because again, the amount of mass in the star, a bunch of different things can happen at the death of the star. It can become lots of stuff. It can start feeding off of another star and like be reborn again. If in binary systems where there's two stars rotating around each other and they take turns cannibalizing the other one, exploding, and then doing it over again with the other one now eating the nebula that the first one created until it's big enough over and over and over. With James Webb, they keep finding these things that were supposed to be impossible. I think they're called jumbos. It's like Jupiter size somethings. There are these giant planets that are in binaries floating through space, in interstellar space, not around a star.
Binaries being two suns?
Two giant Jupiter-sized planets rotating around each other, zipping along through the cosmos, all on their own.
Not orbiting the sun. Okay.
No,
because their sun blew up?
Because their sun blew up, or because some sort of catastrophe happened in their solar system where a planet moved in enough that it like tagged up with another planet, maybe bumped the other planet, and then they did their own thing and wiggled off away from the star. Like gravity's a weird thing. It's just like those bullets bouncing we always talk about. But they found not one or two. Like they were supposed to be impossible. Like they talked about how rare that scenario they thought would be, but they found a lot of them. And it's not like they've got like a fish net and like every time they scoop, they get them all. They're seeing them, they're detecting them with that radio telescope. That shit's cool to me. The vastness of it just blows my mind. And the age of it, when you're looking at that stuff that's 10 light years away, and it's like, that's 10-year-old light. That's what was happening there 10 years ago. This is your time machine right here. I can look back in time as far as I want. If you're 65 million light years from Earth, and you had a telescope powerful enough and with enough resolution, you could zoom right into and see the feathers on the dinosaurs. You know what I mean?
In one of my early Boy Scout camping trips, our scoutmaster told us about this. It was when I first heard the concept of some of these stars are 65 million light years away. So that light that you're looking at is 65 million years old or whatever it is. And it's like you're looking into the past, and 11-year-old me couldn't get enough of that.
Yeah. That shit was awesome on the Discovery Channel as a kid. Like I liked when I would watch dinosaur shows and they would like show the graph of all the time of like the dinosaur era and even the pre-dinosaur era. And then it would like zoom in and show like the human era. Not even like when we started doing shit, but just like when we, evolved out of
when we were
whatever
biologically
fusion
humans.
of different, like the Neanderthals or whatever. And it was like just the teeniest little speck of humans there. And it made me feel like almost deprived in a way where I was like, wow, all the times to live and no dinosaurs.
But then humans have been biologically around for what to me feels like a long time. I don't know, 200,000 years. I'm making that up. But we've only been interesting for like 3,000. Prior to that,
maybe.
Well, no,
maybe we forgot. Maybe it all got washed away and reset.
Yes. I want to find evidence for those theories so much. And it's not that it's not out there to anyone who's going to like link me a bunch of stuff. I just haven't done my due diligence. But like the idea of ancient civilizations that were advanced is so fucking cool.
It's my favorite topic. It's my favorite fantasy.
There you go.
Cool,
dude. I don't know why you're so anti-feather. Feathers are badass.
Badass.
You take a scaled dinosaur, which is basically a naked, undefended dinosaur, and you give them feathers, and those feathers fluffle up, and they get 30% bigger than they really are, and they shake and they wiggle, and the sound is intimidating, like a rattlesnake's tail.
Even you don't think that's cool.
I do.
No, scales are tight. You see,
Zach,
if alligators had feathers, we'd
You know what I think? Have you seen that bird that does the beak slapping thing to intimidate its like enemies or whatever?
The something shoebill.
Yeah. So that thing like rapidly claps its beak together, and it's so fast, it's a bizarre noise. And I was thinking when I saw that, like, I bet that's a behavior that's not new. I can imagine a dinosaur doing that, like gnashing its teeth together and making a scary noise to scare you off.
Yeah. I did that at the grocery store.
the Dilophosaurus or whatever it is that in Jurassic Park, it's the one that spits the acid, and I don't think it did that in real life. That's a real animal.
That's the shoebill crane.
Yeah. That's to me so scary. If you scale that up a little bit and you give it some weapons, like if all of a sudden that thing is 8 feet tall and beefy, 8 feet tall, 180 pounds, that is so scary.
Put scales on it, even scarier.
This is why I'd love to have a real scientist on every now and then.
We're fine just winging it.
God damn it.
I can't believe you don't trust me in the things that I'm mostly making up.
I'd love to have an astronomer on, just to ask a few questions that
this guy whose name I never remember.
Michio Kaku?
No, he's British.
That's that famous Belgian poop porn star.
No,
Michio.
Spell.
Oh no, I remember you were saying to listen to the Joe Rogan with him on it because he was really good, right?
He was so good.
Is it Michael Cox with an X or something like that?
Yeah,
that's the
not the I like so much. A different guy.
A different guy. He's like pale faced. He's going.
Wait, no, it's not Michael Cox, isn't it? Brian Cox.
Brian Cox sounds more
right. Brian Cox. Yes, it does. Okay, so I see why my Chris hint didn't take you very far.
Yes.
But I think it's Brian Cox.
Yeah. I knew it was a human and a man.
Wait, it is Brian Cox. When you Google him, a different Brian Cox comes up, but it's still Brian Cox.
Yeah, the actor.
Yeah, well, maybe not him, but maybe just a YouTube.
Why not?
Astronomer.
Are we not big time enough to get him?
I don't know. Maybe not.
No, dude. If he's been on Rogan, he'd have to be like not doing too hot to come chat with us.
I think he's a real TV astronomer. I see him on all of those, like How the Universe Began type shows, doing his little 3 minutes about quarks or fucking black holes or whatever the topic of discussion is. But there's tons of YouTube genius astronomers who I'd love to just ask some stupid questions to.
Yeah. Me too.
Let's see what Neil deGrasse Tyson. Let's see if he's dropping any fucking truth bombs about the universe. Happy first day
you can't trust him on basketball diameters.
Clearly not.
I was just watching him recently, and they were talking about hypothetical Dyson spheres, and his guest was like, "Well, you don't ask Google AI, just do the math. That's the difference between a smart person and someone who's stupid." He's like, so I did the math, and there's not enough material in our solar system to make a Dyson sphere. He's like, you just do the math, and the answer's there. And that made me very mad.
A Dyson sphere, that's the one where they completely surround the entire sun and use all its energy. Am I right?
The question would be whether you do a Dyson sphere would in fact be completely encapsulating the sun, but you could do what's called a Dyson swarm, which is just a bunch of smaller mirrors or maybe a ring of mirrors around the sun. The idea would be to capture as much of its energy as possible and then store it and beam it back to Earth in some manner, some future technology. The whole point is harnessing the entire power of your sun potentially with a Dyson sphere, which is theoretical, future tech, basically. Just like the O'Neill cylinder or any number of or the what are those von Neumann probes? Any of those.
It's a neat concept to me, but yeah. I guess it's just go to a planet, use that planet's materials to replicate yourself, and then you go to more planets. What's hard about that? It's actually, you're talking about creating a whole iron smelting facility and more.
It would need to be that machine. It would need the machine. The probe you sent out would need to be fully capable of taking raw ingredients from asteroids and turning them into an exact replica of itself, and then flying those replicas to different star systems and then repeating that process over millions of years, time that doesn't matter to a machine at all. And within the course of they gave a number, and it's a couple million years, you can have those machines in every star in the Milky Way galaxy, because at relativistic speeds, slower than the speed of light, just zipping along, but you need a lot of future tech to make that.
Really tall ass.
Kyle, I had multiple people tweet at me this week, or I guess just in the past couple of days, being like, oh, dude, you're in Kyle and Woody's conversation on determinism and not predestinationism, maybe some of that, and the universe, free will, and your decisions. That was fun. you guys should talk about stuff like that more often. That was really interesting. I was like, yeah, that was fun. I did have a fun time with that PKN comment. PKN, by the way, guys, check out the Patreon.
Oh, and you know what? Google is spying on us every second because my YouTube algorithm was full of that shit. It was like Miku Kakaka talking about
Dr. Michio Kaku is his name.
Like on and on with the determinism or various realities.
Yeah, but you watch all that shit anyway.
But it was like a spike of that particular topic. I'm more into cosmology, just like space in general. I like learning about like rare spatial phenomenon, like all the things that happen to stars when they die. There's like half a dozen more different ways that their death can happen.
Can you tell me like
all sorts of weird things?
Sometimes I get inspired by our own show too, but I just want to know more about Taylor's testicles and where they're hanging.
Yes, well, it depends on the temperature. Yeah. Right now, it's a little warm in here, so
I could imagine.
So they're heading south
right now. They're headed south.
You put a line on your thigh, let me know how summer's going.
the left one's
it's funny, like they're all over the place.
One.
It's like spring 2025, winter 2025, and they're higher up again. It's just a mishmash.
Just imagine your left ball is looking back at your right ball, and he's like, "I see a clearing up ahead. I believe that's the knee. Hold tight, brother."
We're almost there.
He's just there, just like hacking through a thicket of pubes. Oh no, it's not the knee, it's the asshole. We went the wrong way.
He almost sat on us. That was close. They should find that scientist and give him even more weapons that can pop out of his body.
Wolverine?
Yeah,
like gadgets?
Like a hedgehog, like just firing stuff out anytime. Pufferfish. That could be a superhero name. It's like, have you ever seen those bear catching outfits from Russia in like the 70s,
yes,
1800s? Like something like that, where it's like, I'm about to get in a fight. Fucking.
Do you think that would be effective against a bear?
It could. It's better than like what I'm wearing.
I get hit by Car Man.
Yeah, I've seen Get Hit by Car Man and Bear Man, where he wears
the medieval one's wild.
Like, and he tested his suit to the limits, and it's just his friend with a sledgehammer at the top of a hill, like hitting him in the head.
What is this bear thing? I want to see it. What should I look for?
I think it's just like how to survive modern day UK armor.
So there's two. We're talking about two different things. One is the medieval bear suit. That's crazy. He looks like a human porcupine with metal spines all over him. The other thing is that guy a few years ago. I say a few, 20 years ago or 30 years ago, who made a bear suit, and he has a video of him testing it with his buddies. They like run him over with a Honda and like
holy shit,
hit him with hammers and shit, push him down hills.
Yeah,
I just saw the fucking Hellraiser ass shit.
Yes,
yeah. I just linked it.
Zach, can you show that?
Pull it up. So like this does seem like why they put those spiked collars on herding dogs, right?
It's sexy.
BDSM.
It's because it's hot, and also because wolves can't attack the neck of a herding dog if there's a spiked collar on it.
That's not it.
I'm almost
That's not the one you were thinking of?
This isn't the one you're thinking of? Oh, fine.
No, I know I'm teasing you about your dog facts because it's funny to misinform.
Funny to
this suit, however, this suit looks diabolical. I feel like a bear would leave you the fuck alone, frankly.
Yeah.
I feel like his only vulnerable point is his dick. In his hands.
Oh,
it looks like that
curling up in a ball, baby.
Guy's gonna lose his dick in his hands.
You're going like this, and you're just a spiked ball that you hope he doesn't want that bad.
Oh, you're gonna curl up in a ball? I'm going offense, pure offense with this suit on. I have no fear now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just run my shoulder right into the bear. I'm gonna stick my head in his mouth. Have some, big boy. Oh, didn't like that, did you?
To be fair, this says Siberian.
Yeah, it is Siberian, and so those are a lot of like rusty nails.
You're not fighting like an Appalachian black bear or some shit like that. This is a big.
The bigger they are, I bring it on. I want
they fall. I've heard.
I want a growler bear. I want some sort of hybrid, and give it some cocaine. I want it to be ready to rumble. I watched that movie this week, and it was actually pretty fucking good. Cocaine Bear.
You told
I like that movie. I wanted to tell everybody tonight. Go watch Cocaine Bear. It's a fun movie.
I would rather have this Siberian bear hunting armor than like a traditional plate mail armor against a bear, right? It looks like this is pretty lightweight. And it's enough that like I feel like if an animal is about to bite you on the arm or something and it gets a tactile like painful spike,
right,
it's quickly going to be like, oh, this is not for me. And then
or even with his paws, right? He'll be, wow, this is pointy and bad.
Yeah,
let's put some taste pad on it.
Like an actual porcupine, which is a bitch outside of its spines. That's enough to deter big bears because the porcupine just keeps angling itself towards the bear. And if the bear lunges in, you've seen the pictures where the bear's fucking impaled and is like, I'm out of here. This thing is
cover it all in capsaicin, so that way it's literal bear mace on the spikes.
I like
That's
that
so
too.
much better than my idea of wearing that costume and having like cabbage and beans.
You want to have
cabbage.
sides. No, Brandon's idea is much better. You rub spicy shit all over you. Yeah,
you just like hope it's not a vegetarian bear and just kind of fucking go with it.
You could just like impale like habaneros.
They're omnivores. Oh no, I should have researched this.
I should have researched it. Now I'm being torn apart.
They love the beans, Kyle. They love the beans.
No, it was a gassy thing, Kyle. The cabbage and beans.
Yeah, after this guy, about 5 hours after this guy,
you were rubbing yourself with raw cabbages and cans of beans to drive bears away. But
I'm going on offense with this.
See, that's
makes
the
way more
Irish
sense.
approach, and it's not as effective as the Russian.
900 years from now, they'll invent Google, and I could have avoided this whole thing.
I'm just not afraid of the bears, if I'm being honest. I feel like if you're on foot and you're unarmed
afraid of them.
I'm not afraid to duel a bear, I guess is what I'm saying, Taylor. I feel like
well, yeah, they're a shit shot.
They can't hold a saber.
Look at him. He can't figure out the safety.
Kyle, are you ready? Big Joe, are you ready?
He's in a cage. He's in a cage with a shotgun thrown in it. Well, sir, you've insulted my honor, Big Joe. I heard tell what you said. Well, that initiates the duel under Kentucky law. A duel, not a bear poaching. Well, only one thing for it.
I'd want to dominate the bear so bad that I didn't even kill it. I like captured it, made it submissive.
I think I could
nailed its feet to the pedals of a tricycle, and now he's making me money.
You're gonna make him a circus bear.
Now he's a circus bear, and now who's laughing? Me, as his feet get infected from my cruel.
That bad guy gangrene. You gonna have to duel him.
I'm not good at dueling.
No, I genuinely think I could defeat a bear if I had like the most rudimentary of medieval weaponry, though. I really do. I just don't think that the bear has
sword,
much.
No armor.
See, that's too much. Like I need more than that.
One sword, some armor.
Flail, like a good flail.
I'm afraid the flail will get taken away from me,
he's gonna wave his arms in a way that a person wouldn't, and it'll like get hooked up on his arm, and then his bear strength will pull it out of your
I really want one of those big pole arm type things that has like a pokey thing, but then it has like a stop, so that I can't like over penetrate. That I got like 18 inches of penetration, and then it can't get taken away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. Like I don't know what the point needs to be, but like I want like a cross post, like 1.5 feet, 2 feet down on the post.
You want like a giant pike.
Maybe that seems a little cheaty, but I feel like even if it was a spear and a sword, or excuse me, a spear and a shield, I think I could defeat the bear. I really do. I don't think he.
It depends how angry the bear is and how much practice you've had with the spear.
I watch
girls. He's probably out cheating on me, guys.
So I have studied.
You couldn't take a bear with a bike.
You remember the Unsullied from Game of Thrones? That little low stance they get over the spear with that little notch in it.
Yeah,
I watched that season twice. Okay,
that's true. How many bears did they kill?
Oh, they'd have slain a cave of bears, a whole den worth if they needed. You know, I'm sure they were feasting upon bear every night. They just took so little note of it that it wasn't a storyline. I'm sure.
I felt so bad for all those Unsullied.
Because the penis and
the ball situation.
Yeah,
I think they had their penises. Because that would just be like inconvenient.
Insult to injury. Yeah, you don't need that.
No, I mean like they need them to pee standing up on the go on the march, and so like. Well, but they also apparently wanted the weakest, most hairless, effeminate warrior class of like historically the eunuch class are like a useful class of bureaucrats for kings and queens. Like that's what they are.
Today they just call
that's what the eunuch class is.
Ooh.
The eunuch class is not a class of warriors.
What if they just cut the head off?
Ooh, why would they do that?
I hate that. I want someone to find like a secret civilization.
The Silurians.
That would be the coolest thing of all time.
Yeah, the Silurians. I think the Silurian hypothesis, I suppose, is that maybe some of the dinosaurs lived and became intelligent, and maybe either went underground under the sea or left the planet.
Oh, I was thinking more like human societies that have been lost to like cataclysm or something.
Maybe Antarctica is really interesting for that, because Antarctica
could be. We don't know.
Used to be not frozen and not at the bottom of the planet, and it's a gigantic continent. Like I was talking about this the other day, how big it is. It's like the size of all of North America, almost like all of Mexico plus the Gulf of Mexico and the United States and most of Canada is how big Antarctica is, and it's covered with 3 kilometers of ice. There's a lake under 3 kilometers of ice in Antarctica called Lake Vostok that the Russians discovered, and they drilled a fucking hole down 3 kilometers to the bottom of this thing, and they took water samples of what was down there, and they were so goddamn incompetent they contaminated the water samples with like kerosene on the drill bit, and it had like bacteria that's normally occurring bacteria, but they found this one kind of bacteria they'd never seen before, and then they never talked about it again.
And so we obviously have gone up there and drilled an even better hole because we're better than Russia.
Not into that one, but I think the Norwegians or somebody drilled a hole into this other Antarctic lake that's 1 kilometer of ice above it. And when they sent the camera down there, it was writhing with life. There were it looked like an aquarium. There were so many fish like gathering by the hole they had.
No way.
Yeah.
Life without sunlight is interesting.
It's been cut off from the rest of evolution.
Would it be supported by like geothermal
millions
heat?
Of years?
I think so. That's what happens in the really deep ocean.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's like it'll be in those pockets in particular under Antarctica. Sometimes it's super high salinity, so it can't freeze, and it's under so much pressure it can't freeze. And also hydrothermal. I'm sure that's going on too. They also found a crater down there under Antarctica that they can see with some kind of LiDAR technology or some shit, some sort of radio imaging, and it's multiple times bigger than the Chicxulub impact that took out the dinosaurs. Like there's a gigantic crater down there. But it must have happened, when Antarctica was on the other side of the planet, millions and millions of years ago.
Yeah. But humans wouldn't have even been around to be making a cool civilization then. Like maybe they find some ancient hominids or something, like maybe stone tools, but nothing really that cool.
Like the people, I think humans like us have been around for like 250,000 or 300,000 years, but like things like us have only been around for like 1 million years. Like some smart bipedal ape folks. I don't know. Homo habilis is one of them. I think that means handyman in Latin or something like that, because they found his tools.
Homo erectus and Homo habilis. Those were the two.
It blows me away how much progress we've made recently. Right?
Yeah.
So like Kyle said, I'll take it as fact. Humans like us, right? The hardware have been around for 250,000 years. And it seems like we've gone 249,000 years making barely any progress technologically at all. And then in the last 1,000 years, from 1,000 to 2,000, all of it happened. The year 1,000, what do we have? Like banging metals with hammers? That's as far as we made it.
Yeah. We had in the year 1,000, we had taken a step back. It took 1,000 years for the rest of the world to catch up to where prime Rome was a millennia prior. After Rome fell, it was all right, well, how did they make these concrete structures so strong? And they're like, damn, well, we didn't write that down. Nobody wrote that down.
I'm asking, not accusing, just to set the tone, right? Is it possible that is kind of a Western lens we're looking through, and that places like China or Japan didn't have the same dark ages? I don't know.
I think that we've taken multiple steps backwards across various cultures through time, and I'm really drawn to that idea of an ancient, advanced civilization, because I want them to have I want the stories from lore, from the Bible, and from maybe even from Greek mythology to have that little grain, that little kernel of truth to them. I saw some crackpot on Rogan talking about the Ark of the Covenant maybe possessing some sort of nuclear or otherwise high-tech element to it, because there's a story of the Philistines opened the Ark of the Covenant and the entire city was beset by like boils, and they died from cancerous tumors, 50,000 of them. And he's like, "Oh, you see, it was radiation." It's like, I don't know. I think they just made this shit up. But like, I would love it if the Ark of the Covenant was a small plutonium reactor that dated back to the civilization 10,000 years before it that had figured that shit out, or maybe 100,000 years before it that had figured it out. Because like the way plate tectonics work and the erosion and everything on this planet, like if we just like Twilight Zone disappeared, like all the people disappeared and all of our gadgets and everything stayed behind, it'd be gone in a few million years. Like it would all erode away. There'd be some plastic junk and there'd be some concrete somewhere, but the rest of it would go away. There's that whole project, and the point of it is to design a warning sign for nuclear material that will still be dangerous, say 100,000 years from now. Like, how do we make a sign? Yeah, but maybe
what's better than that?
Well, they spent a lot of money trying to figure out what was better than that. Zach could probably find the pictures that won. It looks like thorns to me. And the project was not only to design warning signs, but also maybe to design the facility that it was stored at to make it look like a place you don't want to go.
Yeah.
The words in English written there are really interesting. Like, what lies beyond here is waste. It holds no value to us. It is poisonous and dangerous. It kills and destroys. It has no value to you or to any who would venture further. Go forward at your own risk. It's something like that. Like what the English words are, every language.
Sounds like a quest.
Right?
Yeah. How much money did they spend? Because I would have slapped a frowny face on there. Just boom. Everyone knows immediately.
But the Mugwai people of Papua New Guinea, they smile when they frown when they're happy.
Oh, true. Well, once they invent boats and get off Papua New Guinea, we can cross that bridge. But I don't think they're going to be the ones exploring northern Russia.
The Magumbo people could stumble upon this radiation in 100,000 years, and I promise you, they won't have advanced very far in 100,000 years. Surprise, surprise. So they will not know that this is radioactive.
They seem to be set where they're at.
Dude, they so do. I wonder what that is. What's the commonality with those groups who are set where they're at? Isolation.
Yeah. Yeah, isolation. Except I would say there's a difference between chosen non-interventionism and isolation by virtue of the fact that you literally have no capacity to leave.
I suppose so. But I think
too.
it's wrong to I think it's wrong to go fuck with those people if that's what you're getting at. I think we should leave them alone.
Oh no, just let them do their thing on their island. Like throw if anything, like let's try and give them a little fun once in a while. Like drop a couple of breeding sows in there, give them some pigs. Like
that would be really nice, actually.
Yeah, just do something nice for them.
But then, like, hoof and mouth disease is now introduced to the island. All of their livestock dies out immediately. if
that happens, we did our best.
Look, that's what happens when Whitey tries to do right by people. We come in there with some goats and some chickens and be like, "Here you go." Immediately, they get avian fucking bird flu or something, and all of them be wiped out and dead. Just
it's better than if the Chinese show up. They'd have them fucking building infrastructure.
You know where the world's
I don't like them. I'm happy if they have bad
I know you
time.
don't like the Sentinels.
I don't like them. I don't like the Sentinels at all. I think they should be a little more welcoming, a little more hospitable. The fact that every time someone goes there trying to do nice things, they give them gift after gift after gift. And the moment they get the opportunity to murder the hand that's feeding them, gifting them whatever, they take it. I've had enough. Yeah. I've tried to be your friend as a member of modern society. At this point, I think we should go to war. I think we should. Oh, do you like war? This is America. We fucking love war. Let's go.
Yeah.
And see how that rolls.
They're on an island off the coast of India. They're not bothering America.
I think you're talking about the 51st state, right?
I'm talking about the Sentinelese Islanders, and we don't want another.
Yeah. They're bothering as much.
We don't need another welfare island. Thank you very much. We've got Puerto Rico.
They are bothering me right now. Let's do something about
why
it.
we should leave them alone.
True.
I don't like the idea of like intervening in their shit because I think they're living the best life that there is. You know, I think
you're fetishizing primitivism. We need to drop scary animals on their island.
You're fetishizing. If they were living a better life, they'd be psyched about the new Elden Ring game like I am.
They would too. They'd love it. They'd put pants on.
Do you know who Christopher Langan is?
Yes,
Christopher Langan.
I'll let Woody guess first because I do know.
He's a Missouri resident.
Sopranos character.
He's a Missouri resident?
He is a Missouri resident, and he happens to be
the bouncer with the highest recorded IQ ever. He would put Bert to shame, right? Isn't that Christopher Langan?
Yes, it is. He has the world record for the highest IQ. He's the smartest man in the world. He is a farmer in Missouri, living his best life. That's what he has chosen to do. So I just think that the Sentinelese Islanders are living their best life. Living in the jungle, fucking dicks hanging out, spears and shit.
See, Kyle says he supports them. Yet when I tried to Sim City in Civilizations 5, he didn't support me at all.
Wow.
Instead, he came in there like I would to Sentinel and killed my fucking.
Dude, you had been
settlers.
in the Stone Age for millennia. It was a mercy kill.
I had a glorious undefended.
You people didn't even have religion yet. That
we
happens
didn't
on
waste
turn 12.
our resources on armies that defend us because we were worried on hospitals and universities, and Kyle came in there and took them.
If people were worshiping the sun.
If we were gonna fuck with the Sentinelese, like if we drop like 3 elephants on the island, do you think they win or they lose that fight?
They lose that fight.
Oh, I thought we were gifting them white elephants as a problem.
Oh, we're putting elephants on there, and the elephants will go, I'm not familiar with this. I'm panicking. And they'd run around and knock trees over. And so then the Sentinelese would have to band together, kind of like their own little Avengers.
I think if they fuck with those elephants, the elephants will kill them. But I think most likely the elephants would starve to death in like, I don't know, a couple weeks or something like that.
No, but the Sentinelese would show up immediately on the beach and start harassing the elephants.
They'd lose, and then they'd go up in the highlands like they always.
You think they'd lose? They have range weapons.
I thought they were like stone weapons.
They have no
metal
way
from
to kill
the
an
ships
African
that crashed
fucking elephant. I've seen every now and then an African elephant goes crazy and like massacres a town, and they shoot that thing like 30 fucking times with guns before it dies. like the Sentinelese Islanders have bows that they made.
Yeah, I think if you like stabbed it with like an 8-inch long knife, you'd almost get through the epidermis. Like
it makes that elephant so mad if you actually do hit a tender spot.
It's or maybe like the fat too, not just the skin, but it's like it takes an enormous amount to kill an elephant.
They're tough as nails.
Asian elephants in India like destroy whole towns sometimes. And I've heard before, I don't know if this is true, but I think the Asian elephants are more aggressive, but they're not as large as the African elephants, or maybe they're equally aggressive. I don't know. Either way, an elephant is a problem.
To use an Asiatic elephant's womb to gestate a woolly mammoth using the genetic data they have.
Get Elon on that.
They're working on that, and they're working on bringing the Tasmanian tiger back. They have like a lot of its genome completed, and once they're finished, I think that they just like inject that code into like, I don't know, a leopard or something similar-ish. But they had DNA from like a tooth of a Tasmanian tiger and something else. That would be a cool ass animal to bring back because they looked ridiculous. And like you could introduce them back into the wild because they're not an invasive species; they belong there.
To put a bow on this, though, totally Team Woody. Fuck the Sentinelese. They're all, we want to be fucking dumbasses on our little island. Go away. And it's like, bitch, you don't realize you're not scaring anyone away.
Yes.
Like
this planet is a competitive nation. It's a competitive place, and you're not competitive. So you're going to lose.
Yep.
Would you show them Star Wars? Yep. Would you just like throw up like one of those 1080p projectors that you like cast on your room wall that costs $30? Like just throw it up on a cave wall or a tarp or something and show them Star Wars. Like just show them that, or Apollo 13 or something. Like something to really blow their minds. Well, they just believe all that was real. Of
course they would.
Oh, yeah. What if they were like, we've seen that guy before? Gandalf. What if they said they knew Gandalf and they'd seen him in the old times? What if they said that's Raruku, the Gray Wizard?
I'd know they were lying about yet another thing.
Just murder them.
Like most people, the majority are in favor of mass deportations. Like we want illegals out of the country.
And that's something that people are going to hold that. Do you think that people are going to hold that opinion if prices go up, for example?
Some will, some won't.
I mean,
I think that you're going to. I think you're going to see a number of. I think there are going to be some short-term hardships, and I think people are okay with that if there's a way out or there's a plan. I felt like with Biden there was no plan, and there was no sort of like it might we're going to get rid of these people and we're going to have to adjust to it. There was no talk like that. And I mean, it was Musk, but that's exactly what Musk said. Is like, yeah, there'd be some short-term hardship throughout this thing. He was talking about tariffs in particular.
Called it like shock therapy.
But I don't care what it costs. I don't care what it costs to secure the border and to make sure that we know who's, coming into this country, and we stop the literal invasion, of millions.
The border issue is separate
and millions
from the,
of people.
Illegal immigration issue. I mean,
no, they're very intertwined. Like illegal immigration is allowed to be a huge thing because the Biden administration. The illegal immigration and a lack of border security, like those are inexplicably linked or inextricably linked.
Illegal are here overstaying a visa, and I feel like what Republicans do is conflate the issue at the border with they conflate like our asylum laws with illegal immigration. So when we talk about like the asylum laws, we have laws on the books that if somebody shows up and they request asylum and they meet a certain criteria, they are afforded a court date. And our system is so backlogged now that oftentimes they have to wait 5 to 8 years before they get a court date. And while they're waiting for that, they're allowed into the country. And I feel like a lot of Republicans are calling that like those are illegals flooding into the country.
It is. It's like you don't want them here. Like the Remain in Mexico policy, the idea that you let in hundreds of thousands or millions of people and go, we'll get to you in 10 years. Meanwhile, those are the laws take WIC, take Medicaid, take housing vouchers. Like, no, like that's an absurd cost for the American public to have to foot.
I have a stat because you said that the overstaying of the visas was a higher number. It was 850,000 overstayed in 2022. There were 2.7 million illegal border crossings the same year. I mean, yeah, that's just the border. That's just the border.
Your data here,
that's a huge amount.
Department of Homeland Security.
And this is one of those things that the left loses on.
Real quick though, like the asylum laws were on the books when Trump was president. Like he talks about catch and release. His administration did the same thing because you're legally obligated to do that. The bipartisan immigration bill that was negotiated actually addressed those asylum laws, tightened them up, hired more border security agents, hired more judges, hired more lawyers to adjudicate these claims. And they ultimately wanted to reduce the time from 5 to 8 years to 3 months. And, Trump was the one that spiked that bill. So,
yeah. Hey, Hutch, I have a question about that bill. So I think that bill would have been good for America. If that same bill comes up during this Republican-controlled government, do you think it passes? Will they just flip because now it's a Trump accomplishment? Exact same
That
bill.
would be hard to defend because they were making a big deal of the fact that it was like, so it was written that you could shut the border down if you averaged at least 4,000 people showing up, not crossing illegally, showing up and applying for asylum. If that was 4,000 for 7 days in a row, then they would shut the border down automatically or gave DHS the authority to do that for 2 weeks, I believe. They made a big stink about that. And so they may do a similar bill and then bring that number like way down. I don't even know.
If he were to try and push that exact same bill as some Trump accomplishment, I would decry that as stupid as well. Like the whole point of that was, most of that was boondoggle spending for Ukraine and foreign countries. Like a huge amount of it.
That part still got
boondoggle spending. That part still gets passed. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
The money laundering part gets passed.
The immigration part we couldn't pass. But
the issue, I think,
we're skipping the fun part.
that Democrats and the left is losing a lot on this immigration issue because it's very popular to deport illegals and to protect our own border. And when you see a lot of like mealy mouthing, no, it's popular among the American public survey wise.
Right, I have numbers on that. I looked it up. I was curious if Taylor was right. Let me just go real quick, Hutch. 54 to 42 in favor. So those are the numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's a winning issue for the right because I don't even see this as necessarily partisan. It is in our situation, with our current structure, but like the desire to protect your country's borders is the only thing that makes a country a country. Like otherwise you're just an open economic zone. Like you need to take people who are here illegally, many of them benefiting from housing vouchers, Medicaid, free school. They're not a part of the system. So they're not paying in a lot of ways and they're taking a lot out. And that's a huge negative for America.
Are you saying illegal immigrants are getting Medicaid?
Illegal immigrants do qualify for Medicaid. Yes. They qualify for Medicaid, housing vouchers, and WIC, which is like free food at the grocery store.
What's
gonna
the
start
fun
building-
part we're missing, Kyle? You said
They're going to start building the deportation camps in Texas soon. Texas has already offered the land.
No
That's
bullshit.
the
No camps. Straight back. Not
you
even.
gotta, you gotta like,
Bada bing, bada boom.
you gotta sort them, Taylor. You gotta to figure out where to send them. You can't just send a
No.
Somali to Nicaragua.
This
you don't
is my
speak the language.
Kyle. This was my idea that we send them all to our enemies. We
Right on
send
the- wait,
20. We
lines of
send 20
Ukraine.
million South
We gotta
Americans.
go back a little bit because
All right,
illegal
back to-
immigrants don't qualify for any federal aid program, including Medicaid. So there are programs like Medi-Cal, like state-run programs, and each state can determine if undocumented migrants can qualify for these programs. But
The
they
point
don't
being,
qualify
though,
for food stamps. They don't qualify for Medicaid. They
tons
don't
of-
qualify for Medicare.
They qualified for those free flights that flew that illegal from New York to Georgia. So, and he's the guy who killed and tried to rape Laken Riley, right? Like
So
that.
this
guy
is
was
this
kind
is
of-
where
kind
we're
of a
talking past each other.
free
here,
illegal
Hutch.
immigrant like plane voucher program.
So yeah, they do they have all sorts of vouchers for housing and whatnot. So what
That's
you're
for
referring
asylum-
to,
that's
yeah,
for
what
asylum applicants.
what you're referring to
Potato,
is like
potato.
they don't get full Medicaid coverage, but they qualify for what's called emergency Medicaid, meaning that any sort of emergency service, which is genuine anytime you show up to the hospital or whatever medical service you need, that is covered. Like if you show up and you need a surgery and you're an illegal, that's taken care of, and we foot the bill.
That has to be. Here's why I like that, and I don't like generally giving stuff to non-citizens. Like it's my overall stance.
What side is this from, real quick, Zach? I'm sorry.
Hang on, let me hear what he likes.
If someone goes to the hospital in dire need of medical care, they should get it, right? Kyle could show up there and his wallet's not in his back pocket. We can't be like, fuck it, let him die. I haven't verified his citizenship. Like people should show up and get care, and then we can sort out the bills afterwards. Because I'm like, how many times have I like been in the water, been in the sky without a wallet? Right. So I hear the joke, but like you can't deny medical care before we've sorted out all that stuff.
I agree.
Sure.
Like,
who's your insurance provider?
Okay. Right?
Well, but I get what you're saying, Woody. And like, if someone shows up wounded or whatever, you have to take care of them. It's just inhuman to do otherwise. But what we can do is like not subsidize behaviors that incentivize people to come here for the end goal of getting free things. Like this is literally Bernie Sanders' position from the late 80s, where they asked him, is universal healthcare a possibility in the US? And he was like, yes, universal healthcare is entirely possible in the United States, but we must have a secure border and deport illegals, because otherwise the money put into this fund will be spent on non-Americans and not Americans themselves.
You turned into Daniel Day-Lewis from
I'm telling you, I agree with like Bernie's position from the late 80s. Yeah, I want universal healthcare. I want that funded, but you can't have a robust welfare state that doesn't have strong borders. I don't know
where you're getting this idea that illegal immigrants are massively benefiting from our social welfare programs. The Cato Institute, which is like this right-wing libertarian group, did a study on immigration.
Libertarians love illegal immigration. Are you serious?
A few years ago, and they determined that even illegal migrants, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't do anything to enforce our borders. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying like
the debit cards.
The debit cards are no; those are for asylum applicants. So they're
anyone can claim it. Anyone
can
claim
asylum.
We all
say that shit. Well, that's our point.
But you have to change the asylum laws to fix that problem. That's not.
And
we're
about to.
That's an asylum law problem.
So we should change those laws because we're being taken advantage of.
With these asylum seekers /
libertarians like immigration and illegal immigration. I
think that 1% of them are actually real asylum seekers. I think they all are going to get scooped up with a big
I agree with you that our asylum
I hope
laws
we use the military. I hope they send in the goddamn National Guard into communities. I hope they like fence them in the same way that you like flush game from the woods out into the open and then you like scoop them up. I hope that happens.
For asylum applicants?
All of them. Any of them who shouldn't be here.
Those people are in the country legally.
Be here.
How are you going to deport someone that is
scooped,
no. Asylum applicants are not
and
here
mailed
illegally.
Away.
They're not here illegally because we have laughable asylum laws.
Yes, that's why they tried to pass the bipartisan immigration bill that reformed our asylum laws.
So if we could, this is just like a thought experiment kind of question, Hutch. Like,
yes,
if you could press a button and every illegal immigrant is immediately deported to their country of origin, would you do it?
No.
Okay, so then we kind of hold on. We kind of just solved the whole conversation here, didn't we?
What else can the button do?
But
wait, I want to hear Taylor's answer. Do you think it'd be better?
Do
Do you think America would be a better place if we instantly lost those members of its population?
100%. Yeah, if we got rid of all illegals, suddenly the cost of housing goes down because the demand is lower. Suddenly the price that you're paid for middle and lower class wages increases because there's not this supply curve of infinite labor coming from the third world.
Size?
You want to talk classroom size, the pressure on our medical system, all of these things would be alleviated immediately. And so the idea that you so you're saying Hutch, what I'm hearing is we can't deport them because of this these asylum laws, this, that, and the other. But then when push comes to shove, and I say, if you could remove this issue entirely, and not in some cruel way where they're kept in cages or something, just immediately magically deported, you say no.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a political vested interest in these people pouring in.
No, I think there's a middle ground here. I feel like when we're talking about violent people who commit violent crimes, I have no problem deporting these people. My heart's not gonna bleed for them. When you talk about the economic consequences of getting rid of what you guys say 10 to 20 million people that are here illegally, that will cause inflation 100%. And so when I say that people support mass deportation programs on paper, this is what I mean. So let's say Trump is actually successful and he deports 10 to 20 million people, and then people go to the grocery store and an avocado costs $6. I really doubt that support for mass deportation is going to stay at 54% at that point.
Why would
people say that they want to value protection, they like protectionist economic policies like tariffs because it's going to supposedly cause all this boon in domestic manufacturing? But the cost of the tariffs and the cost of this mass deportation, it will cause the price of goods and services to go up. And the MAGA theory is that people are going to value this whole made in America thing and protect our country.
What about 2018? 2018, Trump rolled out an enormous amount of tariffs, and the criticisms you're levying now are the same that happened then, where it was going to cause it was going to cause an enormous amount of inflation. Unemployment was going to be a problem, and none of that happened. What it did was actually bring a bit of manufacturing back home. And the problem with the tariff evaluation is Trump will say something like, we're gonna tariff Mexico at 3,000%. We're fucking them over, folks. And then analysts or journalists or whatever, will look at that absurdly high number that he's using as a negotiation tactic, and then they will extrapolate data from the assumption that is where the baseline will be, and that's just not an accurate way to look at those situations.
Well, I'm just taking him at his word. His proposed policy was universal tariffs, 20% on all imports coming into the country. That will cause prices to go up, and we'll see how much. American Apparel, I think they did an experiment where they had some of their clothes that were outsourced to other countries. Those were cheaper, obviously. And then they introduced a line of clothing that was purely done made in America. Those costs were higher. And people overwhelmingly rejected the second choice.
Do you think that it's worthwhile to have do you think the lower cost potentially of American Apparel, just as an example, not that that's the extent of it, is worthwhile in keeping a permanent borderline slave class around to do these things? And meanwhile, these borderline slaves are doing work for free, and that's also lowering wages for Americans that would otherwise. What do you mean?
So NAFTA, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, we have free trade agreements with many countries that don't.
Yeah, I don't like the free trade shit. That's part of what I'm saying is we're getting free cheap shit from
consequences of free trade. People prefer lower prices. They do.
But it's not worth it to maintain that so we can get cheap plastic shit that's low quality from China.
It's not worth it if you don't do enough
Ideally,
to
it would be better to have manufacturing.
So there are failures of neoliberalism. There are failures of trade agreements that outsource manufacturing jobs and products or whatever to different countries, and then you leave these communities, especially concentrated in Appalachia and the Midwest, like a lot of these cities became destitute because all these jobs were sent offshore. If you do a trade agreement, but you don't do anything to like remedy that suffering, then there are obviously going to be problems. And so if you're like,
that's what we're running into.
There are really good consequences of free trade. Like some countries just, they have much stronger industries when it comes to like agriculture or manufacturing or like different countries. I don't see why we should have to settle for
free trade.
Yeah.
Though. I don't.
Free trade is a bad deal for us.
I feel like
free trade is the reason why the abject poverty, global poverty has.
Sorry, I've been waiting longer though.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
It's been. Oh no.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you want to go instead? I can take.
Fuck no.
All right. So my issue with free trade is this:
the only character that I absolutely love and empathize with fully on that show is the black guy who's jacked. The cop who immediately sees through Dexter's shit. Like everyone, like Dexter in like the first episode is like holding back laughs and actively dancing in like the nursery, a blood splattered nursery on like a Tuesday at 8 a.m. And everyone's like, Dexter, what are you deciphering from the blood? And that one black guy's like, get this fucking weirdo away from me. Dexter, I want this report by tomorrow, but you're a fucking creep, dude. Do you not realize everybody should? Am I alone here, guys? No one else is on my team. Everyone else is treating Dexter like a genius. He's like smirking, looking at beheaded children, or like he's like actively marveling with admiration in his eyes over like the precision of cuts to body parts of dead corpses. And the only guy who's on the ball is that jacked black guy who's like, Morgan, just give me the fucking report. If I come in here and you're hard looking at pictures of those body parts again, we're going to have a problem. And everyone else is just like, oh, Dexter.
I fucking hate Dokes.
Okay.
Surprise, motherfucker. I hate that guy. That guy, Dexter
Dokes rules
so hard. Dexter owns him so fucking hard. There's a scene
like
where they're in Dexter's little blood lab, and Dokes is like, I know the truth about you, Morgan. I know what's really going on. And Dexter's like, hands in his pockets. You can see the mask has completely come off, and he's giving him like the serial killer grin. He's like, well, here's the thing. You're never going to catch me. I'll always be one step ahead. No matter how hard you work, no matter how hard he's stepping closer, no matter how hard you try, for one reason alone, Dokes. And why is that, Morgan? He goes, because I own you. And he headbutts him in the nose so fucking hard at Dexter. And then Dexter walks out quickly into the room with all the detectives, casually, like nothing happened. And Dokes, of course, tackles him from behind. I'm gonna kill you, Morgan. I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, detective, give me your badge and gun. I don't want to hear it. You've assaulted Morgan. And it's like game over. And it's like, yeah, he does own him. That was such a slick move. I love that part.
Okay, well, that's definitely in the future. From what's happening now, but I'm not very invested. It was just, and that was a very good Dokes. That may be the best impression you've ever done. I really like that one. That was very close, but I like it. He immediately sees through Dexter's shit, and it's one of those things where it's like everybody, other than his sister, who's like lonely and afraid, and like she's going to see the best in him no matter what because she doesn't want to be alone in the world. But like everyone else, it's like this guy's a fucking creep.
I knew someone who fucked his sister.
She's a little odd looking.
Really? You know someone who had sex with her in real life?
Yeah, I think that she was cheating on her husband with like my friend's husband or something like. It's been a decade and 12 years or something, so I'm always fuzzy about the details. But something like that happened. There was infidelity that involved her and my friend. It was my girlfriend's friend that I was friends with. I went to high school with them, but anyway, that was a situation. I remember hearing about that. Deb is not attractive though. She got them snaggle teeth. She's built like a 12-year-old boy. You know, she's just skinny as a rail. She's got no butt, no boobs. The least believable thing in all of Dexter is that she could successfully pose as a prostitute and capture anyone. All day she'd have just been standing there with her skinny ass. $5, anyone, please. The big
that's so. I didn't think about that. There were some heavy hitters in her little squad of whores. No one would have been picking up Deb.
Bunch of curvaceous Cuban bitches over there, like, yeah, Poppy, you want some of this? And then there's Deborah Morgan over there, like double A cup and
Taylor,
an ass that can't
also
hold
find her
up.
unattractive.
I mean, I do not think she's particularly attractive. Yeah, I think there's something. She has a very long, what you'd call a horse face.
I thought she was pretty hot, and so one, of course, skinny girls don't turn me off, but two, there was like oh my god, this is so fucking gay. I'm about to say, there's like a relatable boyish quality to her.
Sometimes we've been doing this for over a decade, and you still surprise.
She's got this. She vibes
boyish and charming about it.
I think maybe what you're trying to say is she's got
no, let it under the record.
I nailed
she has
Dude,
like
super long clit, like it's.
She has like a Huckleberry Finn-esque tomboy kind of appeal to her, where we could both. You could see her wearing maybe some overalls and hanging out by the creek, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Not what
that
you
is
said,
what I'm.
though. That's real good.
Not what you said. Though.
It's good content, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
never really had a thing for her at all. But it's a good show. It especially in the early seasons, it just jumps to look every season after the initial formula of hey, Dexter is a serial killer who kills for good, and then he's got to be sneaky. Once you've digested that enough times, now they just repeat this plot point of Dexter meeting a man in a very gay kind of way, almost, who he's like, oh, this could be my soulmate who knows that I'm a serial killer. And
person?
That's a totally different
who's
lady.
that?
That's a totally different lady.
I mean, that's a good looking broad right there, but like,
well, she looks old in this picture.
Yeah,
Maybe this is current her.
That's so much. That's not her, Zach. I don't believe you.
There's no way that's her.
It's not her.
Her head and her face are different.
Her body is different. She has titties now.
Whatever I have is contagious, and Zach caught it. He can't tell two people apart.
He has face blindness.
This isn't even close to the same.
It's a white woman. What are you talking about? That's
the
close.
jaws are different. There we go.
Oh, that's a great picture, lady. Dude. Tell me that woman's not pretty. Dude, that's
she looks
the
pretty
ideal
there.
female form. It doesn't matter if you like it or not.
I mean, it's pretty great. And her Adidas photo shoot, yes.
Yeah,
that might be shopped a touch.
No, it's definitely not. She's wearing Nike shorts and an Adidas top. I don't know. It's not a photo shoot. What's that text at the bottom right say? Like, what's this photo from? I don't care.
Photo by James Weber.
Yeah. I actually buy everything about that photo except the boobs. They just seem 3 times her real size. Unless they like I don't know, strap those bad boys down for TV.
They did a little defining in the Photoshop on the top, a little more shadow, maybe. They do that.
Maybe it's like I also hated Dexter's love interest, that blonde chick with the kids.
Sick of her.
I hate her. Let me tell you, of all the ungrateful bitches in television history, I don't know who's higher on my list of ungrateful bitches.
I know the other one.
Whether it's Dexter's wife or if it's Walter White's wife.
I knew it.
Now Walter White's wife committed crimes, murders, and many other things, as far as his family knows, for their own good, because he's dying and he wants to leave them a fortune. We know that he has his other aspirations, but they don't necessarily know that when they're making their decisions to betray him. So that's incredibly ungrateful. However, Dexter Morgan hooks up and becomes a father and a parent to this blonde lady who's white fucking trash with 2 kids, no car, can barely afford her rent, has no degree, no job. Really, she has some shit job. She's like a hotel, behind the counter girl or something. No offense to anybody who does that. That's not a career. That's a job. And Dexter swoops in with his cool job, his good salary. He's like, here, have a car. Right away, he gives her a car, and he's filling in as a father. And she is so ungrateful. Anytime he's late or he lets her down in some small amount, she's all the fuck over him. I hate her. And when she died, I cheered. I was like, finally, now we just got to get rid of them kids. Now we just got to kill the kids.
I don't care. I'm not paying that much attention. But I've already.
You got 2 more seasons before she dies. John Lithgow is going to bleed her to death in a bathtub.
It's one of the most shocking deaths in TV history, according to a website I read.
I saw it coming up. I mean, come on.
Something else I don't like is
Dexter befriended a killer who kills middle-aged women in bathtubs. And what did you think was going to happen?
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He's like, I'm sick of this bitch.
I was so glad when he let her drive.
I do like the huge overlap with Dexter where he's like killing someone. So half the time it seems like he's killing someone in a totally sterile, saran wrapped room, entirely planned. And then the other times it's like, oh, I knocked this guy out with a frying pan in the kitchen. I guess I have to carry him like a burlap bag all the way to the car at 7 p.m. Like it's still light out. Like walking through your front yard. Like if I guarantee if I carried a body from my house to my car and if it was parked in front of my house, someone's making a call. Like there's no way. Yeah, you have a really long walk. you'd have to take a break.
Oh, you're parking me out. I'm going to bring the car a little closer to the home. No one will see.
You're like, oh, you know what? They could fucking catch me.
This is exhausting.
The cops are like, should we go to this house? No. It's a long walk.
I think my favorite episode of Dexter. Dexter kind of loses his mojo, and he tries to kill this giant gangbanger. The dude's like 6'6", 280. But he doesn't use enough like saran wrap or whatever. So he goes to cut the guy's cheek and do his thing where he takes the blood sample and the guy just goes and like hulks his way out of the saran wrap, beats Dexter up a little bit and escapes naked running down the street. And Dexter's like, fuck!
Fuck, I've got like rolls. This was laziness, Dexter. This was straight up laziness. You couldn't prevent.
And so now that gangbanger's like on high alert because he knows somebody's after him. So Dexter spends the whole rest of the episode trying to take that. He's genuinely gigantic. They got a great actor for that. It's a great premise with just a terrible, I don't know, the writing or like they didn't have an idea for how to write a 5-season show back then the way they do now, I think. There's a prequel that's out now, right? Where you get to see Dexter in like grade school. And I think the actor who plays Dexter, Michael C. Hall, I think maybe he still narrates. He's like, life is hard when you're 14, but there's always ways to take out your anger. And then it's like 14-year-old him going and murdering some kids or whatever he's doing. I haven't watched it. I just don't care.
Kids? Oh, I figured it was going to be pets.
Dexter's adopted dad was too okay with like the unfurling of his adopted son being a psychopath. Way too okay with it. Like I get it, but like early on, he's like, Dexter, you're not like other kids. And he's like, Dad, I'm just killing dogs and animals all the time. You want
another spoiler to explain the relationship?
Sure.
So Dexter isn't his son. Dexter was the son of an informant that worked for him. And because he did a bad job, that informant ended up being murdered with a chainsaw in a storage unit in front of Dexter. And that is what fucked Dexter up. He was 4 when he saw it, 3 maybe. And so he feels incredible guilt about allowing that to happen to her because he fucked up somehow. I don't remember the specifics, some detective nonsense. And because the girl was informing on the guy who killed her with a chainsaw. And so he's taken Dexter under his wing to try to make right that wrong. And so that's why he's putting up with a serial killer kid.
Kid's a fucking kook.
No shit. I'll tell you this: any kid of mine that was like killing and torturing animals, that's one of those things where I gotta pull the plug early.
You gotta find like a different kind of conversion camp, like because I remember like the first clip
so scary.
I saw of it is like being like, Dexter, did you kill the Johnson Spaniel? And he's like, the dog wouldn't shut up, Dad. And then like I don't know about you guys and your fathers, but if I had admitted to killing a neighbor's dog out of annoyance, my father wouldn't have shaken his head sagely and warned to be extra careful.
I mean, I was on a farm. It's a little different, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, the way Dexter did it, it's clearly in that I'm a serial killer sociopath and I like to inflict pain on things kind of way.
Yeah.
So it's fucked.
It's like, Dexter, you have to pretend. That's what every single fucking lesson from the dad is. Like they keep doing flashbacks as though there's going to be some novel instruction this time. Every single time it's like, Dexter, you're not pretending well enough. If you're gonna kill people hardcore your entire life, you got to be a good pretender over and over and over and over. And it's only like 6 episodes in. He doesn't pretend well at all. The only guy who sees through him is the black guy. Everyone else is retarded.
Because the black
I like the Asian guy too. The Asian guy's fun. He's really kind of a pervert, but he also really likes blood and
sex
science.
Pest.
He's a bit of his. I can see that developing. Yeah, he hasn't been too sex pesty.
To Deborah, he is. He's always like, "Oh, you need me to reformat your hard drives, Deborah," or like just saying something like borderline nasty, and she's like, "Fuck you, Suzuki," or whatever his name is, something like that. It's close to Suzuki.
It might be Suzuki.
Man, war is horrific. I'm so glad. My dad used to say it all the time. I'm sure he still does if I prompted him. But
you just said it like he was dead.
I know, right? But like every day we'd be hanging out together. And he'd be like, "So what a beautiful day to be alive. So good. So good. There's nobody over there to fight. Like we'd see the news or something. Like we don't have to do battle for this land over here. This is our land. You know, nobody's coming to fuck with us. Like this is just ours, and we never have to even worry about."
Because someone else is fighting your fight for you right now, and you should
Harley's
appreciate that.
We
Harley's
gave that
people are
guy
fighting a good
discounts
fight.
at AutoZone. Enough is enough.
Oh my god, I use that card all the time. That AutoZone discount card.
Your veterans card.
Oh no, my uncle worked at AutoZone. It's just same discount. And he kept his
Started at the bottom, worked his way all the way to the top.
Dude, they always ask me if I'm a veteran, and I'm like, no.
Oh my god, just steal a little valor.
I'm a pussy.
No,
dude,
do
I
it.
can't lie.
I'm really the only one that's ever stolen valor
Yes.
at
Yes, yeah.
Subway.
How do you?
What's the deal with Subway?
How did you do
free
it?
cookies?
But he started slicing the meat, and I freaked out because Blade reminded me of my time in the Middle East. I steal valor for Vietnam.
Tell me you're a tunnel rat.
I was a tunnel rat. They had this weird reverse aging serum. I stole a lot when I was under the ground in the tunnels.
Dude, tunnel rats are so hardcore. I've talked about it before, but that one doc where the guy was a tunnel rat and they're interviewing him in his living room, and it's kind of rundown place and everything, and he's a rundown guy. It's like 20 years after Nam, and he's like, yeah, they'd send me down in the holes with my 45 and my bayonet, and I'd crawl. Most of the time, you'd smell before you seen him. You'd smell him yards away. They had a spicy stink to them from that food they eat.
You could smell it. You could smell them. They smell like, imagine sweat and spices mixed together, a lot of spices, real spicy. They just had an odor to them.
And I'd come up on, and he's talking about he had a necklace of ears. He's like, I had a special bayonet that I had customized for chopping heads off. And I had a whole bunch of heads and I had a whole bunch of ears. And she's like, what happened to them? He's like, they took them when I come back through, you know, the customs or whatever, took my ears and your knife, took it too, took my chopper. And then she was like, if you could go back, she's like, do you regret anything you did? He's like, hell, I'd go back now and go back to killing if they'd let me. I loved it. I wish they'd send me back now.
It was almost like being a blind person. And you went by touch and smell and hearing. You think people seen big rats. These were like dogs. I mean, they were big. They used them a lot of time in that first section of the tunnel going in, because usually an American would back out if he seen 6 or 8 of them. They'd come up to you, and a lot of them would even rub your body, crawl over you. But I had never had none bite me. I'd usually crawl on past them. And of course, they can't order you to be a tunnel rat. You got to volunteer. I said, sure, I'm ready for it. That's let me pick my weapon. There were very few people that would do it. You could touch things and feel and tell what it was. Sometimes guys touched the wrong things. I'm not going to say I wasn't scared. There was a little place in the back of my head for that, but you had to get rid of that or you get claustrophobic. Fear can be a bad emotion. It can shake you up so bad that you can't function. So that's why I always tried to keep that adrenaline ready. When I knew I was possibly, or 9 chances out of 10, going to get a kill, that adrenaline was flowing so high that nothing else mattered but that kill.
So what would happen if you would encounter an enemy?
Well, it'd be either him or me. If you encountered him first, you shot him, vice versa. A lot of them would hesitate. I don't know why they'd hesitate. I don't know if it was because of total surprise. I had one get the drop on me, but I shot him and killed him.
I was crawling, really dirty as hell, the ears rotting around my neck, and I'd hear a few feet in the distance some ching chong bing bong horse shit. Nothing upset me more than smelling their disgusting fish sauce entrees as I was crawling towards them.
Are you reading something? If this is off the top, that's crazy. That's real life. That's literally speaking from the heart.
The power of
improv. This dude was having none of it. He was like, we'd find our boys all cut up and tortured, and they'd make them look bad to scare us, and it didn't scare me none. It made me mad. And it was like, oh, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, right.
That's what the aliens aren't ready for when they come here.
I had a manager early in my career. He was a Marine, and he used to tell me, like, the people you want in the Army at peacetime are not the same people you want at wartime. And guy Kyle's talking about is a guy you want at wartime.
Dude, I was listening to this podcast recently, and the guy was in Korean War, so he's old as shit. But he was so braggadocious and lighthearted about it. Like, I don't think he's lying, but at the same time, it's like, dude, really? He's like, I've got the record for most hand-to-hand kills. There was many a time where I could have shot him, but I chose to beat a man to death instead. I just like to rattle their cage, and I was good at that sort of thing. And I've
He's trying to
also
get play
killed,
of the game, doing all nines.
dude,
like
for
that.
real. He said he killed over 10,000 with his artillery strikes alone. He's like, I was calling in the artillery strikes on the Chinese in North Korea, like easily 10,000 kills from that alone. He's like, I killed another 400 with rifle fire and hand-to-hand tactics. I killed at least, and it was like dozens he'd beaten to death. It was crazy, the stories he was telling.
I think visually on sight, like, I think like going up against the Japanese or just like Asians on site at war, like, I feel like that's scarier to me than if I were going up against some white men.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
If I saw white dudes out there, that's different. If
the Russians are a little messy with it, you know what I mean? They've been I see them torturing like Ukrainians.
No, for sure. But
in World War II, though,
yeah, exactly.
It wasn't
That'd
like
be
that.
Scary, bro. Asians running through the smoke like that. They got those silly hats, and they're like kamikaze piloting with the bayonet, like they're coming for you, and they're just about it more than I'm about it. I think
my father-in-law was in the Korean War, and he would talk to me about it sometimes, and I'm like 19, just trying to have him not hate me, agreeing with everything he says. So he wasn't like some super badass who had the record for hand-to-hand combat or anything, but he was a strong guy. He owned a weightlifting gym. He was a fireman. He was like intimidating to sit near. And he's telling me about his time in the Korean War. Anyway, he was upset because the Koreans kept coming to their camp, base, whatever it was, and robbing them. They just steal food, whatever they could get their hands on, and leave. And he's like, they did it to the Turks too, but the Turks, they'd kill them. And they put their head on a pike. They had Korean heads, and they stopped stealing from them. So I wanted to do that here. But the Americans wouldn't put dead bodies on pikes in front around the camp to show what they did to people who stole. And I'm just like, agree, like, yeah, that's you should.
You're like, that'd be sick.
Thing, I guess.
I would do it. I would help you.
Yeah,
I'll pick that.
You want to get some pikes around here? I don't know. I'm just trying to get you to like me.
I had some pikes ready for this.
Woody, the reason that they do the pike thing on the head is like how many different societies figured that out at different places, thousands of miles apart, where they're like, we really need to inspire fear. Head on a pike. Mm-hmm. Like everywhere independently.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
out.
we were just like, no, we were on our way like conquesting to other lands, and we passed this village, dude. You know what they did? Genius idea. They took the heads and had them all set up. Yeah. We killed them all. We raped them and killed them. But that, like, I could see how that would deter someone who wasn't as crazy as
and
that.
what we did
there were no survivors because these were scary people.
And they told us that we weren't allowed to do heads on pikes, and so we stole their heads on pikes.
Imagine it's not just random heads on pikes; it's your boys, right? Oh shit, Woody's up there on a pike, and it's like, Taylor, I don't think we want to.
Dude, I'd be like right next to it.
For my head, they would
right
be
next to it like this. Like with the Woody head.
God damn it, this one keeps tipping over.
Candy apple.
They got like a little proto tent holding me up. You know what? Just throw it in the fire. This one's not worth it. They're making a joke out of us. Did you see that video of the one? There's this one lady in Ohio who was like eating a cat, and then it came out. They're like, "Hey, idiot, she was a citizen." It's like, I believe you, but there are people.
Let's still look into the situation, though.
Let's take a peek, though. Let's hope this is a one lunatic. They're not part of a
dig
club.
a little deeper than IDing her. All right, she was eating a cat. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, you want to talk about mental illness, and there was that car accident, or there was some kind of disaster a while back in, I want to say Florida, but it always seemingly is. But anyway, a person's limb was thrown out onto the road. They had been in a car accident or something, and their arm flew off, and a random passing by homeless man picked up the arm and started eating it.
Yeah, I hated that.
And it's on video. It's not like I heard a guy who told me that, he puts gerbils up his ass. I'm telling you. Like, no, I watched this random. They had to get the arm back. Like, give me that.
That's such a rare occurrence, because you need someone's arm to be ripped off freakishly, and you need a guy nearby who eats arms.
What are the odds?
What are the odds? That's.
I always like. I know I've
high apparently.
Whenever I think of it, I like to remind people that person who was quote unquote bath salts in Florida back in the day, who ate that guy's face off while he was alive. They tested his blood. He was clean. He's clean. He's sober as a preacher, and he ate that man's face right off.
He did do that. Gnawed his face off.
They got a word for that. Zombie.
Crazy. Oh,
come on, let's have some fun. Crazy. There's plenty of crazies. I wish the zombies would come. I've been waiting my whole fucking life for the zombies, Taylor. Really? You don't even know.
It wouldn't be fun. It would stink.
When I saw Dawn of the Dead by Zack Snyder made Dawn of the Dead in like 2004, that remake. Oh, I love that movie. It's the one where they go to the mall and Ving Rhames is there and he's got the shotgun and everything. And I love that. They're on the roof shooting celebrities because I loved it. And I've always wanted the zombie apocalypse to come. I feel like I do well, and if I don't, I feel like it'd still be a fun life. Maybe you get bit and that's it, but it's exciting life.
That's my least appealing apocalypse situation.
The zombie apocalypse.
I feel like there's no joy in a zombie apocalypse. There's no happiness. You're never going to have a good day again for the rest of your life.
Don't be Gabe Newell about this. We got to think big. Remember when he was? It may have been Gabe, or maybe it was Notch, who was like, "Oh, I got $2 billion and I just don't know what to do for fun." Take care of the money. Then you need a guy who's like your arbiter of fun.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, first things first. I need my own personal playground. So like that.
I'm your chancellor of fun. Today we have a whole list of fun activities. We're gonna go to the zoo first. We're gonna get ice cream together. I'm your fun liaison.
Let's think about how we could make the zombie apocalypse fun. What if we take over like the ice rink or something like that, or a stadium somewhere? Like we could take the
ice
blue
rink
stadium.
is a good idea.
Yeah, we could play. I mean, while we're not fighting zombies,
it's going to smell less. It's going to be more sanitary, I think.
You can teach me to skate.
I could teach you to skate.
Better be winter.
Dude, imagine how much fun you would have for years with me shooting on you until I finally, like years of me shooting on you, and you're just like, ta, 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 ta.
Oh, dude, I'd get to be
almost.
Yeah, I'd have Woody out there. I'd be like, all right, day one, Woody, hitting practice. Kyle, this is going to teach you. It's going to suck at first, but everything does. So Woody, throw some shoulders into him.
Throw some shoulders. Yeah, that would be wonderful. There's ways to make that fun. I like the idea of inheriting everything, essentially, right? Like you inherit the earth and everything that's in it. I want to go to Fort Knox, check that out. I want to see what's in there. I want to pilfer through the White House. I want to go through Melania's panties.
Yeah,
I'm getting panties.
I like the idea of those like Neverland treehouse-ish kind of kingdoms where like in the Enterprise Center where the Blues play, like whoever rules the Enterprise Center like kind of has a throne up there in one of the boxes. You know, where they like take things that in the old world where entertainment venues or centers or a police station, whatever, and then that's kind of their like Fallout, and that's their little HQ for their post-apocalyptic kingdom.
Yeah, I bet there's lots of structures like that I bet you wouldn't think of that would make a really good hideout. There's a gun store in Athens, Georgia.
A mall?
I don't remember what it's called. Something Armory. But it's made to look like a castle, like it's all granite and stuff.
That's sick.
And I know that all the doors are hardened because they have to be, and they have like the locks that you can't just pick. They have very high security stuff for ATF shit. And then it's also a gun store with like cool shit in it. So like
that's the best. There's gonna be a really competitive. Oh, you know, a dope place to rule an apocalyptic region in. It would be ruling from that Memphis Bass Pro.
Ooh, that pyramid.
That would be sick.
Dude, see, all right. So I like that.
Can you show us a picture of the Memphis Bass Pro? Maybe inside and outside would be ideal.
It puts Egypt on their ass. We dominate.
You keep that because I'm taking the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to be up in the head. I'm going to live in the head of the
real one
Tower.
Or the Vegas one?
No, the real one on that island.
Oh, you mean the Statue of Liberty?
Yes. What did I say?
Eiffel Tower.
Oh, fuck. Statue of Liberty. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, you got like Are you anticipating this happening on a vacation?
You ever see Ghostbusters 2 where they're in the Statue of Liberty? And
I haven't seen Ghostbusters 1 and you know that.
Fuck you.
You're a bad person.
Oh, well, in Ghostbusters 2, they animate the Statue of Liberty and they power it with a Nintendo controller. They walk into Manhattan and do battle with it. It's pretty cool.
Is there bass in there?
Yeah, it's a Bass Pro Shop.
Can you? Well, I mean, there's a Bass Pro near me, and there's no lake.
Yeah, there is.
If you try and fish in there, they're going to toss you out of the Bass Pro.
Dude, but there might not be a lake, but you've seen the
there's certainly no boats. Jesus Christ.
By the way, Europeans, feast your eyes on this because I know that there's nothing even approaching the level of badassery that you're looking at.
Dude, this would somehow be a crime in Germany. They are fun having
Germans
guys.
Can't fathom what that place even is. They don't know what that is. The Bass Pro Shop. It's not really explained in the name either. I mean, it kind of is, but they don't know what's in there.
No, it's not just fishing stuff. It's guns. It's gun safes. It's bows and arrows. It's boats.
They sell boats.
Utility vehicles. If you need a crossbow,
how many? How many would you like?
Well, we have our adults and our children's section. Yeah, that's something the German mind can't comprehend is a child's crossbow. Available for all at the Bass Pro Shop.
Not even that. A child's AR-15. They make pink AR-15s
Hello
for
Kitty
little
on
girls.
Those bitches.
Just so like the rest of the world knows like what gun culture is about. Like they make pink AR-15s for little girls, and it's not a meme. I mean,
probably have like an adapter.
Pussy. Like to give a, I mean, if your
6-year-old girl is a bit of a sissy, then yes.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen. There's this little girl I saw on TikTok. I don't know who her parents are, but she's like double-handing 9mm pistols and like shooting a full AR-15. Right. She looks little, dude. She like a little girl. It's wild. Littler than that.
Did you show this picture, Zach?
For me, that picture is the size of a stamp. What is this Lake France?
It's big for me, but the quality's bad. Maybe I made it bigger.
Shame. If I made an actual child with a gun, that kid's not impressive. That's an adult child. That's
an adult child.
Yeah, that kid's at least 11.
That kid's ready to marry.
Yeah, Kyle wants to see like a 5-year-old kid with a gun.
Is she there with her bow?
We all got our first gun. Kyle probably got his first gun the earliest. 4. All right, I think I was 6, maybe. It
was maybe
either 5 or 6.
37.
How old
something like that?
You killed a deer or no?
Yeah, only one ever. Deer hunting was so much. I ruined hunting.
Yeah,
this
myself
is it. By doing
totally this. Like this is
bird hunting common. First, because bird hunting is way more fun than deer hunting.
I don't like the front sight in front of her. Is that an EOTech maybe sight?
Yeah.
My AR-15 is a similar type thing, and I wish it was gone.
Take it off.
It has it's not as simple as unscrewing it. Like you need some to fill in the holes that it left behind in the barrel or something.
I'd have to take a look at it, but there's all sorts of cool stuff. If I were gonna put one optic on my AR-15, it'd be a multi-power scope. Like it'd be like a nice scope. It's like a 1x6 or a 1x9 or something like that with a quick throw, so that you can just have that thing on one power. And a one power crosshair scope is, I don't know. I that's what I would be best with.
That does it for you. Looking for verbiage.
Yeah, unless we're like running through a shoot house, and then you want some kind of like rimless red dot type deal, so you can just go fast. That's fun too if you've ever done it. If you ever shot in like a shoot house where you clear and go room to room shooting targets. There was this guy. I remember there was a discussion outside the second meeting that got broken up because they couldn't hold us all, and I distinctly remember this person saying something along the lines of, "A few people get shot in the kneecap. That'll move this right along. That's all it'll take." Somebody up in the woods at one of these meetings, when one of these people so and so comes out, they get their kneecap blown off. That'll be the end of all this. That's all I'm saying. You kind of look around, and nobody was like, "Nah, violence isn't the answer." No one said
shit.
anything.
You want to be just guy number one, limping out to your car? Damn it! I should went with the mob.
And the guy who said it was like Scary McLarry. Like I know that guy. Like he's dead now, but that's like that. I used to borrow machine guns from that guy.
I bet he didn't go out alone,
Russia
though.
videos. Okay, like that guy was hardcore. When you called his answering machine, when you got his answering machine because he was old school, it said, "Not here right now. Probably out checking the perimeter and tending to the booby traps. Leave me a message. Get back to you." And I was like, "Dad, does he have a sense of humor? Because he seems so like autistic when he's around, but that's funny as shit." And he's like, "He's not kidding. He's out tending to his booby traps and checking the perimeter."
painting tunnels on large stones and putting heavy barrels over tripwires like Acme.
Yeah, probably. But more likely, like, I mean, he passed away, and it was scary, I'm told, getting into his house to like get all this stuff out of there and such. He was a hardcore guy. But anyway, the Zoning Act did not go through. They gave up after.
If you're actually building meeting. Let's say I wanted to, and I know that they say, "Oh, this is against the law," but like, what if I wanted to build booby traps around my house?
No.
In order to protect.
You can build the traps, but if you injure or maim someone, then you're in trouble. You can't.
Oh no, I know legally, but let's say like let's say it's totally allowed, and I can't have my home security service anymore. I'm on my own. I just have my own gun and booby traps, and there's bandits out there in this Fallout style scenario. What are the actual booby traps that could protect my house?
Do we not care about liability?
No, this is apocalyptic. I'm protecting my house. All I have is me and a shotgun and my remaining ammo and my ingenuity. YouTube's not even
so you
there
can
anymore.
make. All right, so like
there goes all my ingenuity.
There goes all my ingenuity.
Well, I don't know about in real life because
this guy's just sticking sharp sticks in his yard. They're not connected to anything.
I like that Kyle's not going in real life. So what you want to do is you want to put a string on a paint can at the head of the stairs.
What you're gonna do is superheat your doorknob. Now, be forewarned, it's going to take a tremendous amount of power from your generator to do this.
If you could briefly see his skeleton, you'll know it worked.
I'm running out of shit for these punji steaks.
Now, if you could make little pull string detonated 12 gauge shotgun like trip mines. Basically, you could just have some pipe set up with a 12 gauge shotgun shell in it, and when this tripwire goes off, it triggers the shell, and it's just blasted through 3 or 4 inches of steel pipe, and it's pointed toward wherever that tripwire was.
The intruder is.
You could make those all day. Like the expensive part of that mechanism is the shotgun shell.
What if there
might be somewhat effective, like especially if you're there at all, is just noisemakers. Like if I'm coming in,
that'll make noise.
Yeah, but if I'm coming into your compound and I kick a string with tin cans attached to it, I'm like, oh, I should think this over. The alarm just went off.
Yeah,
people
time to
will.
Try the next house.
A really popular one. People will hang treble hooks from the trees. Lots of them in the woods.
Does everyone know what a treble hook is?
I don't know what that is.
It's the fish hook that has 3 hooks on it.
Oh, I know that fish hook.
Yeah, like a repel, like something you'd repel with.
Oh, like a grappling hook.
Shaped like a grappling hook.
Yeah. I've told the story. I rescued a guy with
Explain
that.
Explain to a 5-year-old or something. What the fuck's happening right now? In other news, South Carolina is about to execute a man via firing squad. I think
that's a way better way to do it.
Tomorrow.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah. Like you're out. That lethal injection thing, like no one's coming back. But I could see that just being like, sometimes he's totally peaceful, but it's like you're like burning alive from the inside or something horrible.
They're like paralyzing you and you're suffering terribly. Those things have been botched all the time because that's not actual medical personnel applying the lethal injection, because the actual medical personnel won't murder a person for the state. So it's just some guy that works for the prison injecting you, trying to find the right vein, etc.
Is it different than putting a dog down? Because that seems super peaceful.
Yes, it is completely different. They use a whole different batch of chemicals for some reason that I don't know. And so it often goes very poorly. There have been botched ones where they didn't kill him and they got to like come back and do it again, or where they can't find the vein and they're just jabbing this guy over and over. Whereas the firing squad, I don't know if it's like 5 or 6 guys or something, and they've got 308 rifles with hollow point ammunition aimed at your heart, and they're in the same room with you.
So you're dead immediately.
You're pretty much dead immediately.
I feel like I'd pick a good shot. Like you, right
here.
Hey, someone aim high!
I bet you won't, pussy. just and tag them on.
They showed the room. Zach, you could find a picture of where they're going to shoot this guy. It's like a chair they strap him to with sandbags around it. And then the family will be behind bulletproof glass watching from the side.
Ooh. Damn. Oh, the family of the victim of the killer.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure his family's invited too if they want to see some cool shit.
Is it like a range, or is it like
no,
it's just a room?
Yeah. It's like a birthday party down the way.
When I saw
it, easy. Give me another 100 meters.
When I saw this, I was like, that ain't safe. Like, there's no way this is safe, because so they strap him to that chair, and then the guys are going to be across the room. They're going to shoot this guy. If they miss and hit the chair or like anything metal, and that bullet could come back and hit somebody, these people are plenty safe. But the people in the room with him, they're not safe at all.
Assuming that's bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't have to tell you. After bullets hit things, I thought they just sort of disappeared until I fired tracer ammo. And then you see where they really go, which is just about anywhere.
Yeah, far and with velocity.
Yeah.
So, no, that's
If you guys were all going to be publicly executed, how do you want to go?
Either firing squad or hanging. I think hanging's pretty good. I don't think you feel much there. They just snap your neck, instantly. So one of those, maybe hanging.
That's a scary lead up.
I can die any way I want. Maybe overeating.
Right? Well, it's a public execution. They're going to
Jollymaxxing for 23 years now. We almost got this.
They give like one Oreo's poison, and you get to finish your final meal. That would be good. Ooh, but they would. I wouldn't be in favor of that. That's too rewarding.
It wouldn't be rewarding at all. Where you'd be like 7. They would have a gun to the back of your head, feeding you some disgusting food. They're not going to give you good food, and they're going to say more, and they're going to torture you until you eat more.
Why you got to do it like that? This was
because I'm executing you. I'm the executioner here.
I got to choose the execution method, and it doesn't.
You're being executed. You don't get to choose anything.
Actually, we could. That's how they get
choices.
Do you remember foie gras? Where they force feed geese a bunch of stuff to get their livers fatty, and that makes it tastier.
Yep.
We could do that with the prisoners. We force feed them and get tasty livers. It is inhumane.
Foie gras doesn't sound appetizing to me to begin with, but even if it were, I think that's too cruel for me. I've seen them force feed them, and it's really mean.
Ooh, I like the guillotine idea.
Yeah. Here's where that comes from. I saw a bad guy, presumably in Iraq, get hit in the head with a sniper, and I am forever left with the emotional scar of watching him snap from living to dead instantly. And I was like, I bet a guillotine's a really repeatable way to accomplish that. You just become dead right away.
I don't think you do, though. That's the thing. Like, you go on living for several seconds afterwards as a head.
Most, right?
Well, there's been some discussion about that. There was this case where there was someone curious about that. I don't remember who. And they asked the person to be executed. They're like, if if you're conscious when, I'm gonna pick your head up and everything, give me some blinks or something like that. And I don't remember how it went, but I think they determined that the head could be conscious for like several seconds.
Okay, let's do something similar to a guillotine, but use an anvil. Right? That's got to click it off.
Okay, that 100% that I can imagine being that scientist who's like, and I'm definitely going to get your head right after they behead you. And then it happens and you're like, oh shit. Like I'm supposed to be checking. No,
exactly. See if you can find the helmet. This guy built a helmet back in the day. I think he had brain cancer or something. And he wanted to go out with quickly. So he built this metal helmet. And onto it were multiple ports in which went 12-gauge shotgun shells facing inward. He created a helmet that's very similar to how a nuclear weapon works, where you send all that pressure from multiple different angles and to one little spot.
It's literally a way someone dies in like Saw 5, like a bunch of shot. I'm serious, like the shotgun thing. How about you, Scott? How are you going to be killed publicly?
That's the inside of his helmet.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking the anvil thing. They could maybe play some Looney Tunes music after they do it,
Oh, yeah. Keep it light.
That's all, folks.
If you Google helmet, you have to go to like the next page to get past Google trying to save me. Help is available. Lines, English, Spanish, 24 hours. It goes on and on.
That'd be fun. Searching like helmet on sale. Seriously.
Did you mean shopping?
You're being stingy with your
get the refurbished one. I'm not getting the new one.
Oh yeah. Just get half your head blown off and then you're retarded.
No, I think firing squads, there's like 5 different methods we use. And firing squad definitely seems like the best to me because electric chair is terrifying.
Yeah.
Lethal injection, they're gonna mess that up. And I know some states hang still.
That's better. Hanging would be better than electric chair. And, if what they say about lethal injection being super painful might be better than that. I don't know.
I think
but,
so.
Dude, the guy who's like, if they tried to implement electric chair right now, immediately people would be like, the fuck is wrong with you? But like it came about in a time where they're like, electricity, a boundless world of energy and possibilities. And so then they just snuck that past the goalie where it's like, what's this one do? Instead of shooting them, is it cheaper? No. What's better about it? You get to see the arc off his skin.
Not bloody.
You get to see him not be bloody. Yeah, that would.
I feel like the electric chair and lethal injection are for the audience more than the victim.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
criminals.
There's some blood for a for firing squad. There's blood, but like really, at least the guy's not suffering.
Edison wanted to back in the day. Thomas Edison. There was this thing between DC power and AC power, and I think Edison was a DC proponent. And he was saying AC was way too dangerous. And so to prove it, he executed an elephant with like 6,000 volts of alternating current in the city square. And it was the most gruesome thing you've ever seen. There's black and white video of it, I think. But he was like, you see how dangerous AC is? And I think people were like, AC power strong enough to kill an elephant. It was like, damn it, they took it the wrong way.
They took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Idea. I'm looking up worldwide methods for public execution. Where would you rank this in there? Stoning. Mauritania, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Yemen, Iran, Brunei, Afghanistan. They all still do stoning.
I'm shocked that some of those countries.
I was going to say that's got to be a popular one.
Yeah. Have y'all ever seen this?
I mean, because that's like a murderer's row of advanced good places. Yeah,
I've seen stoning, and it's slow paced.
Mm-hmm. You need a ringer out there.
Sometimes they have it. I saw one where it was like, oh, that wasn't too slow at all, was it? Everybody here's got a fucking contract if the Yankees see this. there's this one where there must be 50 people surrounding this guy. And they usually, I'm sure plenty of innocent people get stoned in the Middle East, but whenever I watch a video, they're like, this guy like murdered 3 children, or this. It's often like sex crimes and deviancy. And like when they start throwing, it's not like a stone here and there. It's not like let ye who without sin cast the first stone and like 1, 2, 3. It's like 50 stones, 100 stones, 150 stones. Like they're raining in so fast it looks like a hailstorm. And he tries to cover up, but like people come in for coup de grace type like slams on him with big rocks. It's rough to watch.
Yeah,
I would not pick that way.
They don't bury them or anything. It's just like, all right,
I've
stand
seen
right
that
there.
too.
Don't move.
I've seen them bury them in the sand with just their head sticking out too.
That's what I've seen. Yeah.
Well, I saw that on Ace Ventura.
The one I saw, like it's like it was a woman who was being stoned for adultery, and I don't know the case in this. Sometimes they're raped, but they're still guilty of adultery, and then they take it out on the woman anyway. And just it was like the first 27 stones that hit her didn't hit her hard enough. They just really hurt her, and then like kind of her misery was ended.
I've seen that where it's like you're in the middle of being stoned to death, and like you're getting winged off the kneecap, and like getting your collarbone broken and stuff. And it's like this is the worst method of worst public justice or whatever.
It's definitely one of the worst that's still employed today, and in a pretty widespread kind of manner. The Middle East is wild, man. Aren't you glad we're over here?
It's nicer over here. Nobody's getting stoned.
I mean, somebody's getting stoned.
Yeah, not with rock.
It's Kyle hits the vape.
How about this? Death by animals. This was more ancient than it is now, but being crushed to death by elephants. I believe that was used in Southeast Asia, India.
They have them step on you? Would they like direct them to crush you?
Yeah.
So they'd lie you down, and then they'd have the elephant step on you.
Yes. And they just crush you. I watched a video like 2 weeks ago of it. It was like some like bully beatdown style account on Twitter, and it was like showing this Indian guy on like a CCTV, like there's this elephant chained up with like 3 of its legs chained way too close together, so it's clearly having a little bit of trouble balancing, and then the other leg is like feeling around trying to balance better, and this guy's just behind him like just he's not trying to get the elephant to move, he's just being a dickhead, just smacking this elephant and poking it and prodding it and bothering it, and clearly not day one of this behavior. And then the elephant breaks out, kicks him, and then like tramples him to death in a way that like it's an elephant, so I should have anticipated this, but you die so easily to an elephant that's mad at you. This guy like got hit and like got hurt a little bit, and so he was bent over in the fetal position on his knees with his like back up. Good. And the elephant was like pushing a little bit on his back, like he's pushing on the back. The guy's head is here, and he was just kind of pushing, getting a feel for where the guy was, and then he just crushed him like a bug. I'm glad there was no audio in the video, because it probably would have been more upsetting. But just watching him just go, like literally died like the South Park character. Like,
noise I would make if an elephant crushed me angrily. That's the noise I'd make. Yeah. I wouldn't play sports though if I actually had superpowers. I would probably do some sort of global takeover, if I'm being honest. I think that's more fun. You know, I'm imagining if I'm like Superman or like Homelander, like that level of power. I think I should be running this thing, right?
Yeah, but think about
there's
this.
no reason for all these factions anymore.
There's a reason not to. You can't have any friends or family.
That's true, and you can only do that once.
You think you're my friends or family?
Yes.
That would be a very bad idea.
You know what I'm going to do?
Did you guys watch Invincible? Like Omni-Man? Are you going to go fuck with the Grayson family? No.
But think about it from a perspective of boredom, Kyle. You're Superman, who is like, my understanding, pretty immortal, like lives a long time. You can only conquer the world once, and you're going to live forever. You have every motivation to capitalize on like every lived experience you can before people really wake up to the fact that like, because you can conquer the world at any time. You want to do that day one as Superman? Yeah, why not run the table in the NFL? Why not be successful in a bunch of other stuff?
Because I don't want to conquer the universe.
Because you have nothing to fill but time, then you do the world conquer.
I'm not conquering the world for the sake of conquering it, though. I don't just I won't really enjoy the conquering. I'll have to kill probably a couple billion people.
You'll
like
enjoy
that.
it.
I mean, some of it, you know, when I'm in Asia, you know,
you make yourself a little fucking outfit. You'd have Hugo Boss do it.
Yes, that.
You would start as Superman and instantly become Homelander.
I would start as
I'm taking the swastika back. It has nothing to do with the other guy.
I think what you're missing is this. So much of your own happiness is derived from your relationships with the people around you. And if you're a Homelander, you have so many enemies. You don't even know who's the one who killed your mom. or your dad or your girlfriend or your wife or whatever. Everybody hates you. And you're like, oh, shit, my wife was just smashed by a car. Could have been 7,000 different people.
Nah, my universe is a little bit different than this because, like, first of all, I'm conquering the world for the good of it. I've got. We're not going to be fighting over things anymore. We're going to
What's policy number one? What do you sell to them so that they're more?
I'm not selling.
No tax on tips.
No, but you want to sell to them because you want to be amicable. You want them to amically accept your conquering.
They're never going to amicably accept my conquering. They never will, and you have to know that going in. Like right away, you've got to like lay out. Your
it would
terms.
go country by country.
It would. You
show up at some bullshit country and you're like, I'm putting everybody on the same stage. They're going to be like, oh yes, that sounds very good.
I mean, South America, we win in a landslide. All right, they're on board day one. But North America, they're not going to like some of my ideas. Neither is Asia. Neither is all of Europe. But they've got to know. I mean, I'm just gonna destroy a country immediately. Like
you should make an example. What's the worst country?
The worst on what scale?
Well, I would pick you want to pick a really bad country.
I kind of want to get
that
North
doesn't
Korea.
have too many people because otherwise they're just going to be like, what? This guy killed all of fucking a country with 200 million people in it. They're not. That's going to make it harder to accept.
I think North Korea is a perfect little testing ground for like my new version of democracy, where like nobody likes them, and it'll send a message to China because I don't want to kill 1.2 billion Chinese or whatever it is. I'd like to keep them around.
Yeah, it's more than
but
that,
I will if I have to. But basically, I'm going to get everybody under one power structure, one world government.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be
you are the government.
No. Yes. There'll be a meritocracy in order. I'm the emperor, but I'm going to want the best and brightest. I'm going to have an economic summit where like people bring their ideas to me. Noted.
Can I be on the team?
Of course you're on the fucking team, bro. But I invent a position for you. You don't have anything to really do except you're you're pussy inspector.
I took the job.
Yes, I would go to my good God friend Kyle, and I'd be like, Kyle, I want to be part of the mix, but what I don't want is accountability in any way, shape, or form,
or responsibility.
And he'd
no
be
accountability,
like,
no responsibility. I make you pussy inspector of Norway. You're good.
Oh. I don't know if there's a better job.
I got a tab on my computer. Pussy inspector.
Someone from one of the
Kyle is onto something.
From one
here.
of the fat countries is like, you're the head pussy inspector. Inspect me, and I'm like, that's not my expertise. I deal with Norwegians specifically. The occasional Swede, but even that, I'm not stuck on. You know,
sometimes a half Norwegian. But what you're describing is actually what Homelander tried to do in the Boys comics. In the end of the comics, he tries to take over America and then the world. And there's in an otherwise pretty stupid comic book, there's a point where somebody asked Homelander, how are you planning to rule? How are you going to manage all of this economy and all this kind of stuff? And he's like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to be an emperor that has a job to do and a bunch of paperwork and bullshit. I want to live like an emperor in opulence and luxury and do what I want. And I will have other people do that work for me, which is why he didn't just kill people. He had the idea that we still need workers or his life is shit. Because even if you're Superman, if everybody on the planet is dead, you can't manufacture any of these nice goods.
No one's growing here. Like my methods would be evil, morally probably, but the outcome I think would be better. I think if you got the entire like I think of things like the Cold War where you had those two factions warring against one another and keeping secrets on so many like similar research topics, like where if those scientists were all in the same room working together to solve those problems and be like, I got the other half of your work and you got the other half of his work, and holy shit, you could advance so much faster. And that would be my goal, just feed all the people. And I want to go to space. I would be big into like,
you could just go.
You could tell
be the space program. You could grab the satellites and haul them up there so we wouldn't have to burn all that fossil sauce jet fuel.
That's going to be a big part of it, using my strength to imbue, some of these machineries with some superpowers, perhaps. I don't know if I've got ray vision. Maybe we can harness that. But what I want them to exactly duplicate the Star Trek Enterprise, the 1701D. The D. No. I want the Enterprise spaceship that Captain Picard flies. I want one of those. And so whatever I've got to do to get them to make me one of those, while Patrick Stewart is still alive, I would make it happen.
Good luck with that. Dude's
I'd make
expiration date is like 2025.
I'd have a whole team keeping him alive, Woody. Don't worry. They're going to keep him going.
I know scientists in the world.
Biden's going to outlive that dude.
Actually, you should allow voting in your world and just have it be like just a for fun thing. People can
ice cream
do.
flavors. No, when you go to the polls tomorrow, you going? Hell yeah, I am. Rocky Road's going to win this year. That's what y'all are voting for. I promise.
You're voting for the national ice cream flavor? I like that.
No. We get Ice Cream Tuesdays under my reign globally. Okay, lactose intolerant. I kill them all. There are no more. Don't worry about it.
I'm fine with that. That is actually
that's how we suss them out.
That's how we suss them out.
That's pretty racist. Seems like you're going to be, who's the most lactose tolerant people on earth are, whites.
I put a team of people working on curing lactose intolerance because I'm a big ice cream fan.
Damn, doesn't that rule that our ancestors figured out cheese earlier, and now we get to eat cheese with no problems?
It's
big
like
shout out to my European ancestors for eating cheese for so many thousands of years that now I can enjoy this tasty treat. Thank you. That would suck. If you're like Japanese and I'm like, hey, Hirohito, try this. It's called Gouda, and you're gonna love it. And he's like, oh, I cannot try this. It ruined digestive tract.
You can take it with a
Someone should have ancestors with a little more gumption, huh?
There's like a little pill, like even smaller than a Tums. You take it with your first bite of lactose, and you're good. It's
really?
Obviously, wife's Asian, all in-laws are Asian. It's called Lactaid. You can buy like the Lactaid brand milk you might have seen in stores. The other brand is a little pill. So my lactose intolerant in-laws go to like an ice cream place and they want to eat it. The dad will like pull out this little like 6-pack and they all just take this tiny little like super small little pill with the first bite of ice cream. We're golden. No problem.
Really? Okay, well then you spread that pill around the entire world, and then everyone can enjoy cheese like you're.
All right, Ice Cream Tuesdays are back on. We don't need to exterminate the Chinese now. So
I like that. And you can have like
almost talk these things out instead of sending me flying over to Asia.
This is why I be on your super council. I feel like I've got useful ideas here. I stopped a genocide
only if we put you in like a chair or
you can be a chief horizontal advocate.
Do I have to? Do I have to shave my head and be the backup Patrick Stewart, Professor X, in a little chair that poots around? Even if I can walk, I'm not allowed to.
Patrick Stewart's only allowed
back in that chair, you bitch.
I would force Patrick Stewart to stay in character as Jean-Luc Picard 24/7 and hang around with me. So that position is open. We do need a Professor Xavier, and I would love to see you in a hovering golden, weirdly shaped chair, like or the Captain Pike chair. That's what I want to see you in. The Captain Pike chair from the original series. Zach, show me Captain Pike from original Star Trek. Okay, his face is all melted. He's like, Woody. All right, so first,
it's his enthusiasm. He's like, whoa, hold on, Captain Pike chair, right? I have a better idea for this fake universe.
Yes, this is it. So
inventing fake universe is one of the most fun things I have.
Let me describe Captain Pike and imagine him. Oh, dang. I was going to do that face. And then describe the chair. Yeah, this is Captain.
We're going to put Drifter in that thing and make him all
By the way, Woody,
face?
This is what happens in the Captain of Strange New Worlds. This is his eventuality. This is what happens to him.
I saw a different ending in the movies. He gets
that's
smashed through a window or something, right?
This is worse than butthole
so
face.
We're watching Strange New Worlds is in that was the Kelvin universe. So in the main universe that the Strange New Worlds and every other piece of Star Trek is in.
Hey,
this
take
is
this
Captain
down.
Pike. He gets all melted. Do you like which is worse, him or butthole face?
No.
You got a 6-hour flight. Coach, you're right next to one of them.
That guy, 1,000,000%.
Yes.
1,000,000%. You know what else? That guy's mute. He can only speak with like beeps and shit.
Okay, that's a nice benefit right there.
That.
I have questions about Butthole Face's breath.
Terrible.
Bad.
Open mouth, so it's always getting like dry mouth in there. He's got
always drooling. I don't think he brushes. I think it's just like Listerine and Prey.
You think he's got halitosis with all that dry mouth building up? I bet his breath is
his diet. Yeah, dude. You see what he eats. His dad makes him this shake, and he grabs a fistful of stew beef. He like chopped up raw beef and throws it in with like other like shake stuff, and it turns pink, and that's his like dinner.
Yeah.
I want to go back to your world conquering plan, Kyle, because I'm fascinated by it. Number one, I think North Korea might be the best country to make an example of, because then, and you don't even have to go scorched earth crazy. You just have to like be definitive enough with it that everyone's like, this guy's not playing. If he does this in North Korea, he'll do it to us too.
I would destroy their military.
That's so close to China China's going to get in line. Russia, they're going to get in line. The U.S., they're going to be scared. The U.S. is probably actually the country that you would have to worry about the most because we have this earned arrogance militaristically. Yeah, and so they would come for you, and you would actually have to like shut down some U.S. military stuff. They'd be flying F-15s at you, and you'd have to like grab them.
No, see, I imagine myself
literally like Omni-Man.
Yeah, that's what you have to do if he's because think about it. The U.S. we're the most powerful country that's ever existed. We're not going to give up our power to some superhero man. And so you have to hope you can cause a big kerfuffle with North Korea. And then when the U.S. fights back against it, the rest of the world is going to be like, yo, you got to get in line. Look what he did to the Koreans.
I think in phase one, I don't think I reveal my full plans or whatever. I just take out North. I think what I want to do is go to the president, like personally, and have a conversation with him. Like just fly to the Oval Office. I'm sure it'll make a stink. Or like, if you every now and then where the president is if you're watching CNN. Like just go there, right? Just fly there, just pop in on him and have a little talk.
What are they going to do? They can't stop you.
They can't. You're bulletproof. You do whatever you want.
And I'm sure he'd say, yeah, just let him talk. Like, what's your alternative? And like, I'm not going to hurt you. I mean, I can kill you right now if I wanted to. I'll kill all of you. I kill all of you right now if I want.
Yeah, tell him I'm going to be I'm going to be your communications advisor. Don't lead with that.
Okay, pussy inspector, you just got downgraded to butthole administrator of Puerto Rico.
Ah,
no.
Can I be butthole administrator of Norway still?
Big difference there.
One more strike, Taylor, and you're in the fucking what was that fat country we were talking Naruo? The Naruo.
Kyle, you might like this idea.
You can be fondling balls in Tijuana next time.
There's another like evil Superman thing, a little bit older one called Irredeemable. It's actually going to be a Netflix show very soon. He conquers the world. The United Nations isn't really like capitulating to his demands, so he goes to the island of Singapore, which is about 4 million people, and takes the island and fucking throws the entire island into space, like breaks it off of the bottom of the ocean, annihilates everything. The map has changed. 10 minutes later at the United Nations, it's like, okay, so what's the new peace plan with our new leader? What should we be doing, sir? Like,
dude, they need to throw one of the bad countries into space. If you're going to do that, what's Singapore doing to anyone?
First of all,
being well behaved.
First of all, I think if you're charismatic enough, and if you wear a cool suit, and if you genuinely lay out a smart plan for your global takeover that people can be like, I don't want to be taken over at all. But that doesn't look that one thing he said. I love that. And the thing about the pollution, he's like Captain Planet, except he murders. Like I'm kind of on board with this. That would be I would talk about cleaning the planet up, ending the fossil fuels. I'd win a lot of the lefties that
You're
way.
going to lose India. They're going to be like, no, we don't want a clean planet.
This man is coming for your
No, you're going to lose India because that's my second stop after North Korea. All right. And they've already agreed. They're worshiping me out there. And I'm just,
dude, you take care of India. You got Pakistan and that whole region being like, all right, this guy knows what's up. Like they would, or the inverse. You do it to Pakistan.
I think in phase one, you kind of keep the US in your back pocket. Like we're going to co-run the planet, me and the US, you guys are hey, I could work out of the White House. I can give me the office next to yours, Mr. President.
You know what you should do?
That. No. You send it to the president and you tell him, sir, that's my chair.
What you would actually
chair? See, that's how you get it.
You'd have an internal council. And so this is the power thing. You would have your cool fortress of not solitude because you don't want to be a lonely weirdo, a fortress. And so Putin and the president of the US and Xi Jinping and all those guys, they have to come to you. And then you convene with some sort of world council to the Pussy Palace.
Could it be a boat?
And then as the meeting is going, I parade. Cool. As the meeting is going, Kyle, I will parade out for you the finest Norwegian pussies that have ever been seen.
Dude, you're the butthole inspector.
That's for
you got to get out the best.
No, I haven't been punished in this version. I'm the most astute. Like every day, my job is to text Kyle 3 pictures of pristine Norwegian pussies, and then he'll respond and be like, "Tight," and I'm like, "I know." And then
what did Eminem say? If your pussy's not an innie, then I'm outie. Like you got to be out. That's your job. You're my chief pussy inspector, or at least in the Baltic, not the Baltic region, the Nordic region. That would be the.
Got a promotion. He takes care of all of the Nordic states.
That's my job. Yeah. Someone from some fucking bullshit Southern country shows up, I'm like, nah, not my job.
At what point do I come in and I make it and outlaw religion though? I think that's at least phase 3 because they're gonna be mad about that in some regions. I'm taking the religion too.
What if you make a religion but you declare yourself God?
I don't like that. I want us to. I'm moving toward. I don't know if you noticed,
easier to believe in you than a God that never did anything.
If you
that's what I'm saying.
It comes off as made up if you declare yourself God. It almost makes you appear weaker.
First of all, I'd have a great speech for that. I'd get some writers, of course, but something along the lines of like, I am a God, but I don't want to be worshipped. I want to rise you up so that you will all be gods like me. We have to work together to evolve the human race. Like I'd have a little spiel like that. And what I'm really doing, I want Star Trek to be real. I want Star Trek to be like, and
God, what a gay goal.
That's a cool.
You don't know enough about Star Trek.
I'm on board. He's right.
It's a utopia.
Star Trek universe.
It's communism that works.
Yes, it is a fantasy.
It's a meritocracy where everybody's working hard to better themselves and make the most
communist
of themselves.
meritocracy that works. Yes, it's real, and you'll get there. Yeah,
it is real when all of a sudden there's no resource scarcity, and they've eliminated that.
Yes, something that can happen.
I'm a superhero. I will eliminate resource scarcity.
How do you summon elements? How do you summon
asteroids?
Things?
I will go to the asteroid belt. I will farm it myself. Bring back that material here.
Okay, cool.
It just makes less people.
When I assemble my skull,
Kyle, give me some diamonds and Rocky Road. I'll be here.
Right, so
Rocky Road.
Meanwhile, I'm servicing the most precious of things.
As Professor Xavier,
Norwegian.
Professor Xavier here has to think ahead and make sure you're not screwing up. If you're making the Star Trek universe, what if your universe gets so advanced they can build a weapon that actually hurts you?
Oh, I'll put the kibosh on that.
Shut that right down.
No, those phasers are set to stun. All right, you just calm down over there. Oh, you made real photon torpedoes? No, I didn't mean that real. Let's just work on the engines for now.
Dude, you need to be careful because eventually Germany's going to get sick of it. They're going to go Nazi mode again, and then they're going to invent some stasis ray where you're stuck.
Taylor, I'm giving my opening speech. I'll be giving my opening global speech from the steps of the Reichstag. Okay, Germany is coming back in a big way. I promise you. Where do you think I rule from? Where do you think my seat of power is? But Berlin.
All right, you're pretty cool.
I'm going to Russia. Really, and I'm gonna get that Hitler skull, and we're gonna do a little
Berlin
research.
Is not the coolest city. You should lead from fucking I don't know something bullshit that
honestly
upset the rest of the world. Memphis.
I'd probably go to like South Korea or Tokyo, one of those like cyberpunk looking cities with all the neon skyscrapers and shit. But I don't know if you reach down to the poor nations and try to pull them up, or if I just go over and get rid of them. Which is better?
I think we both know the answer. You just got.
How do you feel about green belts then? Areas of the planet where humans are not allowed to live, like around the equator. It's just all rainforest. Nobody really lives there. It's just there to make oxygen and balance the environment.
I think algae's a lot better at making oxygen. Trees should fucking suck for that. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna take out the Amazon first day too. That's like after North Korea. Look, you put me in charge of the world. Give me my Homelander skills, and I promise you,
I don't think Homelander can do it. By the way, I don't think he's powerful enough.
No,
here's why I
what
say
he can
that.
do against Earth weapons.
But I've seen him suffer from horrible pain in a burning room. Right, Superman can survive the power of the sun directly. Right. Homelander can barely take flames from the walls.
But they don't harm him.
Stabbed him in the ear with a piece of metal, and he started bleeding. It wasn't even that big a piece of metal.
Yeah, that's a good point. That you can stab him in the ear, make him bleed. That's kind of fucked up. I think he's strong enough to get the job done because he could be surgical. I don't think he needs to do war with the war machines and the missiles and the planes and everything. I think he just kind of do a surgical strike and take out the presidents and the leadership and force them to do what he wants, maybe. Because if he's not going to show up on the battlefield and be like, all right, what's your biggest weapon? Which one's first? He's not going to do that Omni-Man thing, which is Omni-Man was hit me with whatever you got.
He doesn't
really?
That's
cool.
Omni-Man is like Superman. He's a bad motherfucker. He doesn't even need to block most of the time.
I was a wet bandit. So I'd wait till we were about to pay the check, and I'd be like, I'm going to go to the bathroom before we leave. And I'm like 9. I'm going to go to the bathroom before we leave. And so my family would be paying the check, about to walk out the door, and I would be stuffing the sinks in the bathroom full of paper towels and turning them all on full blast, and then walking out of there like Tom.
Why did you do that?
Possible. Because I wanted to be the wet bandits from Home Alone. I thought Joe Pesci was cool.
He was cool, and what you did was cool.
But even in that movie, Joe Pesci is like, "The fuck you do that for, Marv? Why do you do that?"
Did you indulge in the sticky bandits with the tape on the hand?
No, that one didn't catch on as much. It was messy too. Although, like, I did that thing. I remember it was the biggest, stupidest thing when I was in the 4th grade. It was this big parent-teacher conference. Kyle's in trouble. And like, oh my God, what has he done? We need you to come in. I had taken Elmer's glue and put it on my hands and rubbed them together to make glue gloves. We had to have a whole parent-teacher conference.
It's like every little kid did that.
I genuinely had a teacher that was out to like get me or something. I think I disrupted class or something, and she was trying to like frame me for being like needed to be in a special ed class or something. She's like, he's just so disruptive.
Yeah,
I can't control him.
Me too.
Like I remember, well, yeah, they were trying to frame you too. Same thing. I remember one day I like in the boys' bathroom, there's piss all over the toilets and everything. So I flushed it with my foot, and somebody ratted me out for like flushing a toilet with my foot. And it was a parent-teacher conference. And I remember my dad always had my back. He was like, have you been in that boys' room? I've stopped by before I came in here. There's piss everywhere. You know what I did? Flushed the toilet with my foot. And I was like, oh, yes.
Thank you, Dad.
10-year-old
for saving me.
10-year-old me needed that so bad. Because
I was the kid who was pissing all over the toilet in the stall. Because I had that, I've said it before on the show, but I had like one of my first days of kindergarten, I had that thought standing in a stall pissing and just out of nowhere, just thought big boys do what they want. And I pissed all over the toilet, the walls of the stall.
You were hot off stealing like 3 lunches.
I was
I can do what I want.
I was first of all, didn't steal. I was giving them. I ate, didn't steal lunches. Didn't have to. You don't have to steal lunches when you don't have to steal lunches when you eat 3. When your friend Tim is on a high dose of Adderall, his parents shouldn't have put him on that. They surely shouldn't. But he couldn't eat, and he'd get in trouble if he couldn't. So I would eat it. And so yeah, I just remember like the freeing feeling there, because I really had a feeling that like at 5 years old, like I'm a big boy now. Like I go to fucking school. I'm learning to read. I can pee wherever the hell I want.
I think that was the age I was peeing in the corner of my living room for no reason.
Damn, that's pretty intense.
Old enough to be like, what the fuck am I doing? And then my mom catching me be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, shit. And
holy shit. In my house, that would have been a paddling.
What did you say, you pee in the corner of the living room?
It was just some spot. I think next to the TV on the carpet, I just take a piss.
It's the same spot, just like a dog.
It was more than once, and until I got caught, and then that was when my mom. She wasn't even like mad. I think she was more just. It had to be around Taylor standing on a toilet age. I think it was like
5, 6, probably.
Yeah, I think 5 or 6. Like I was old enough to know like this.
I was housebroken.
This isn't okay. Well, so was I. I could go to the bathroom. I could piss in a toilet.
That.
You say that.
I can imagine his dad being like, "Oh, he says that, does he? Well, yeah. the carpet cleaner rental says otherwise, bucko."
I just remember it completely wrong. I was just pissing my pants on accident.
You're just squatting there, wetting.
Remembering it as like dominance.
You remember that moment in The Waterboy when Bobby Boucher, Adam Sandler brings home Vicky Valancourt, his girlfriend, to meet Mama, and he's talking about like, I'm a man now, Mama. I can do what I want. And she's like, oh, are you? That's a sheet over there. Why don't you tell her about your little bedtime troubles? And his sheet is like has huge yellow piss stains on it. Oh, please, Mama. Oh, it's so
now,
good.
I talked to my mom about this recently, and she was like, yeah, that is exactly how it happened. You were old enough to know better. Because then she brought up her coworker whose son has a problem with peeing in a drawer in the bathroom. And she's like, yeah, it's a big problem. And it made me think about you peeing in the living room. And I was like,
heard of people pissing in drawers, and I thought it was a meme. Because there's that great meme on the internet. It's a picture that looks like it was taken in 2002. And it's
is it that kid?
They're opening a drawer that's full of urine. Like there's 3 inches of standing urine in a clearly open drawer, and the mother has just discovered it, and the child is clearly crying and squalling, like because he's been found out to be a drawer pisser, and it's immortalized. I don't understand that. Like, do we know why people pee in drawers?
It's more common than you think. It's like the high school dream. It happens to everyone.
Really? I've never pissed in the drawer. I promise you.
Is it this one, Kyle? The kid in the Batman suit? It's just sitting next to a drawer.
That is exactly it. That is exactly it. Look at it. Zach stepped away, but when he gets back, he'll show that picture. That's exactly it. Look how blurry that motherfucker is. It's been downloaded and shared 1 billion times.
That kid a Gatorade. God,
yeah, that kid needs to hydrate.
Like?
That shit is dark.
It wasn't that dark before it
Oh yeah, probably
it might have evaporated.
Evaporated over time. Ugh. So he's so embarrassed.
It distilled.
Is that what Batman does? Batman doesn't pee in drawers.
Just dress like
what
Batman
pissing in the drawer. Put on the Riddler costume, you sick fuck. Yeah, wear it.
Being a kid is so funny. Just the stupid shit you do all
Why would
the time.
He do that? Why would he do that? The only like I didn't pee myself growing up at all. Like I have no memory. Even I can remember being 4, but I don't remember ever peeing the bed other than when I was like 29. I think I had a dream where I was in the dream I had to pee, and so I'm like, oh, I'll go to the bathroom, and I go to the bathroom in the dream and like piss in a toilet, and it makes me piss my fucking bed in real life.
Yes.
And I wake up and I'm just like, I've pissed myself. I'm like, I'm gonna own this one so hard. Everyone in the house needs to know I've pissed myself.
Just flip the mattress over.
Everyone's been stricken by that. You think you're peeing in a toilet, but you're like on level 10 sleep apparently.
Yeah, yeah. It's not incontinence. I did it on purpose.
Problem. And
but like funny
wasn't.
Pee.
Funny pee? Oh, I was gonna say that wasn't very funny at the time.
No.
Oh no! I mean, other than like my brother breaking out of my duplex and going into my landlord's duplex to use his bathroom when we were drunk one night, and he didn't go to the bathroom first. He went to the my landlord. My landlord was a family friend, so we knew him well. But he went to his bedroom and he just turned on the light and was just like, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom." And other than that, though, not much else.
I have a friend, this is years ago now, probably when we were both in our mid-20s, and he had a habit where he would get drunk and then like consistently go stand up in the middle of the night and go to his closet and open the closet door and just pee into the closet. And I remember it was his girlfriend, now his wife, his girlfriend would like be on guard sometimes and wake up to like the sound of like droplets. She'd be like, hey, you're asleep. And then he wouldn't snap back too.
You can't wake up a sleep pisser. He'll shit himself.
That's the risk. Yeah.
She put like rubber bands in the closet door.
I remember when she told me that, and I was like, oh man, that's crazy. That's kind of like when you dream you're peeing and then you end up pissing all over yourself in bed. And she was like, no, this has happened like 8 or 9 times. Like I can't keep stuff in the floor of that closet anymore because it's going to get piss soaked.
That's so
litter box.
Awful. I would be so embarrassed by that. I would put like a litter box essentially in my closet.
You have to.
Yeah, my fucking all right. So we had a thunderstorm the other day, and Murphy peed under the bed. He peed under the bed on a rug that's under there, and it smelled so bad, and I couldn't find it. It reminded me of the time there was a spider in my bed, and so I start eliminating things that are in the room until I find the spider because I can't go to sleep now until the room is naked. The room was naked, and I had steamed the curtains and the walls.
Did you have a reason to believe the spider was extra troublesome?
I was in bed and it crawled with no shirt on, and it crawled across my chest, and I flicked it so I didn't get a great look at it, but it was big, and I had to find him. I couldn't go back to sleep with him.
I would have befriended him.
I was on the verge of getting a hotel.
Bed, if I'm being honest.
I was on the verge of getting a hotel room that night. I had pulled my entire bed apart, and it was on the other side of the room. You can imagine, like each layer of covers and blankets and pillowcases had been stripped carefully, inspected carefully to make sure it wasn't in this fold, and then placed in a safe pile across the room. And then I poisoned everything with spray. I was gassing everything.
Stuff that you sleep on?
The pillows.
Yes, under everything, on like in the crevices, because I can't find him. And I swear to God, I was putting my shit on to go to get a hotel room and he came crawling out from under this chest of drawers, like
just coughing.
Just he looked like if you've ever seen RoboCop when the guy like crashes into all the toxic waste and the skin smells, his eyeballs popping out. Like he came out like that, and I was like, "Yeah, hey there, buddy." And fucking ground him into nothingness, and then I went back to fucking sleep.
That's not how I work at all. I have broken Jackie's spider will at this point, right? She used to be like, "Woody, there's a spider." Me being the guy who's supposed to kill bugs around the house, and I'm like, "That's Henry. We're friends. That's my pet spider." And
cool.
I'm just telling her I'm not going to kill a spider. I was like, "Have you noticed the cockroaches? Have you noticed the stink bugs?" No. Well, thank a Henry. And he's the guy preventing these things, or this house, from having these problems. Now, if she sees a spider, specifically a wolf spider, she knows it's worthless. Don't ask Woody. I'm not saving it, and I'm not killing it, and I don't want it killed. She's on my team now.
A wolf spider has got to be really big for me to step in and intervene.
Like, I don't have a problem with spiders because I know that they take care of the other stuff. So I've never really given a shit. And one time I was with my ex, and one got on her, and she flicked it off. And I knew we weren't going to find it, and she was just going to freak out the rest of the night. So I went to my dresser, and I'm like, "Oh, here it is. I'll take care of it." And anyway, I didn't have anything in my fucking hand. I'm like, this thing is still in here, but threat averted.
More devious.
That night,
it's very smart.
Yeah,
and that night, and that's why she's my ex.
Turns out,
God rest her soul.
Turns out, not a Henry. Not a Henry at all. It was a bad one.
They don't call them Black Widows for nothing, I'll tell you.
if I see, I mean, Black Widows are very obvious. Like you can't see that and then not know what it is. I'm going to kill that.
Black Widows are really pretty.
Everything else, like a little house, brown recluse, but like you're really not even seeing brown recluse that often. Brown recluse are very nondescript.
Mice are the ones that I can't handle. If there's a mouse, I can't handle that.
I don't want a mouse in my house.
That almost got me to like Kyle going to a hotel, because I heard it. I think it fell into my hamper one night in high school, and I kept hearing it squeal, and I just went to my friend's house because I'm like, I cannot.
Kyle, you are Grinched up, and I'm Jollymaxxing, and it makes you furious. and you hate it, and you absolutely hate it.
You're literally turning into Santa Claus. You're talking about cookies and milk over there, and you're like, "Yeah, milk a day."
Did you guys do any like heavy overeating?
Anyone feasting? Normal overeating. I had potatoes with gravy.
Yeah, Woody had 7 almonds before bed.
And Kyle, you said you like skipped dinner on Christmas.
Yeah.
Despicable.
I didn't do a Christmas dinner at all.
Just despicable.
I'm pretty sure I ordered Kung Pao chicken.
Oh, you had a Jewish Christmas? Hell yeah, me too. I ate Jewish. I ate Chinese food also.
At Kung Pao chicken, it was great. It was very spicy.
Salt and pepper shrimp.
We had a giant seafood boil at my grandma's house on the evening of the 23rd. I ate crab legs until like my hands were sore. I was absolutely feasting. And I've said this before, but like the speed that like you have to take a shit after eating that amount of crab, it's astounding. Like you know when you eat asparagus, you pee 30 minutes later, and it's like, how is it already in my pee? How did it go so rapidly? Yeah. Same with the crab leg, not as extreme, but yeah. And then the next day,
I think the crab legs are triggering your body to evacuate whatever's already in there, because and like this bothers me. Like, first of all, I see people talk about Taco Bell, like, "Oh, instant diarrhea," and it's like, what's wrong with your digestive system that you can't process Taco Bell? First of all, get that checked out. Like no, not instant diarrhea, you weirdo. You're sick. You're literally ill.
It's true. People say that to me. They're like, "Well, I'll be at the airport." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't get a tacos." And they're like, "Oh, but then you're gonna be on the plane." I'm like, "Okay." Tacos don't make me like just have diarrhea.
I don't get that either. I have an iron stomach, and so I can eat whatever I want. And
I think that's also just like that's just some shit, you know. That's some thing.
I think
maybe some people got their asses beat by spice back in the day. We're different out here, though. We're fucking raised on that. We're raised on that one chip challenge, bro.
I had a shit ton of crab, a bunch of andouille sausage. Obviously, there's a bunch of andouille sausage in the fucking boil. That's what it is. And then there's potatoes and corn and all that.
I just like the potatoes and corn.
Insanity. Just it's evil.
Sometimes I go to seafood boils. I did actually this month. I went to seafood boil, and I kept it very. I wanted my work to be little, so I was like, "Yeah, just sausage and calamari. I don't want to peel anything. I didn't even get any."
You know what? If we ate
just
crab,
like hand in there like it was popcorn, like pulling it out and eating.
Dude, if we ate crab next to each other, I'm like a crab ambassador. Like I looked over at my girlfriend, and she's not an experienced crabasseur, and so like I'm on her behalf getting perfect breaks, not even paying attention. That's just how I do. Just
and you're like,
just
you're not even showing her like,
breaks,
oh,
giving her
look at that.
Yeah, then I eat it in front of her. No, I'm giving her the good bits also, but not all the good bits. I'm not ridiculous. But then I had like 4 pieces of chocolate sheet cake. My grandma made homemade chocolate sheet cake, and she made homemade fudge.
Sheet cake?
It's just a big sheet cake. That's chocolate cake. Sheet cake.
Okay.
And it was delicious. And then I had a quart of whole milk. And then I ate more.
A quart of whole milk. What do you mean a quart? How did you measure out a quart?
Because it came in a quart bottle, idiot.
You took your own bottle of. What kind of feast is this? This is outrageous.
No, these were just random things I was doing later in the evening. Like I was hungry, and so I
want to know about the
traditional Taylor Christmas Eve dinner.
It's Christmas Eve, idiot. Come on.
I bet your grandma spends $10,000 a year on food.
I wouldn't be surprised. She makes a ton of it. Yeah, but I know it was a quart because I'm on a 5-day streak right now where I'm drinking a quart of full milk every day because I have a bunch of them, and it's so good. It's fantastic. Kyle's out. Kyle, you are grinched up, and I'm Jollymaxxing. And it makes you furious. and you hate it. And you absolutely hate it.
You're literally turning into Santa Claus. You're talking about cookies and milk over there. And you're like, order milk a day.
But no, because I am curious about the milk. Though.
Guess what I'm hitting as soon as the show's over while playing AoE 2? Another quart of milk.
No. I'm curious about the milk.
Maybe a cookie or two. Who's to say?
You got Christmas cookies? You got gingerbread men? What are you rocking?
Little bits, a little bit of fudge, a little bit of brownies. Maybe.
Fudge isn't a cookie. That's a confectionery. Do you know how much fat is in fudge? It's fat.
Fudge got me this year.
It's chocolate
Christmas.
I had way more fudge this year.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm looking at my cheeks now. My cheeks are way. I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is from fudge.
Yeah,
my face looked different on stream.
In all seriousness, this has got to end because like I'm drinking 650 calories of milk a day.
The milk is crazy.
Because I was, you know what would happen? I was driving around the other day, like doing errands, and I went to the gas station, and I was gonna get an energy drink, and I saw like the milk section, and I always wondered who the fuck is buying milk at a gas station by the court. This guy.
Yeah,
and so I bought some, and I was driving around doing errands, and I'm like, I feel rejuvenated. I feel energized. I feel good. I'm gonna keep
like a man who just downed 600 creamy calories
with cake.
I'm just picturing Will Ferrell in Anchorman drinking that carton of milk, that paper carton of milk they don't even make anymore.
I drank a paper carton of milk last night.
But wait, I see. Because when you said the milk and everything else you're saying, I was like, oh yeah,
dude, that's such
seafood boil. I was like,
get into
preach, dude.
Your life,
sweet fucking the sausages.
Well,
yeah, dude,
late middle.
And then you were like,
like this. It's already passed.
A quart of whole milk.
If you're a woman, it'd be a geriatric pregnancy at this point.
Oh dear.
I would have kept the milk. I would have kept the milk secret. I wouldn't have brought that part up. I would have said everything, and I was like, oh, they don't need to know about the milk.
It's okay. It's the season. If I'm doing this in March, fine. We've got to.
March. You're giving yourself 70-day buffer of a quart of milk a day. How many gallons is that?
That's the
February.
The Comad diet.
No. You keep going till Easter. That's Jollymaxxing.
You're talking about like 28 gallons of milk.
Who's the only one who fucking gets it? That I'm Jollymaxxing, and that's just drinking a bunch of milk. That's part of it.
So wait, you brought your girlfriend to your grandparents' house?
Yeah. It was. We played Secret Hitler because you need 6 to play that. That's a super fun game, and it was me and my brothers and all of our wives and girlfriends, and played that a bunch. Also over 8 while playing that. It was great. Had a whole prime rib the next day. I didn't eat the whole prime rib. I had a couple steaks.
Anyone new this holiday, or had she met everyone before?
No, it met everybody many times. Okay. Yeah, it's that side of my family, it's only my grandparents and then me and my
dating
brothers.
his cousin.
And
Let's
so
just
it's
get it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Right, I forgot.
Was
They
she
all
like, what do
know
I?
each other, Woody.
Yeah, that's the way it
Was
goes.
she like, what do I wear?
She like, what do I wear? No, she like brought one nice outfit because she's like, I know we're gonna take Christmas pictures and everything, and like I didn't even bring jeans. I was just sweatpants, t-shirts. Like I looked like I'd just been let out of prison. I was in sweatpants and like a Tom and Jerry shirt that I think I had for free.
You took the pictures in that?
No, I actually opened a couple presents of clothes. I was really banking on those clothes and then popped those on. Looked okay.
My man brought all elastic waistbands because he knew he was going to single-handedly kill a gallon of milk before he came home.
That's true. I did. My grandma had a half gallon of milk in one of those glass bottles. Absolutely.
I did learn this, and I don't want to kill anyone's vibe. And in fact, I too have been Jollymaxxing a little bit myself. I've been seriously festive pilled this year, and what I'm really noticed a couple years back is you could fuck up your whole year if you jolly max hard enough in that one period of time, from like, if you kick it from like Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas and you really mean it, yeah, you could fuck up the whole year.
What do you mean fuck up the whole year?
Like you just got a lot of work to bounce back. Like you got to have, like you're going to really have, like, you could really put that work in there in that time. Cause you're inside, the video games are fucking fire. Thanksgiving's great. You're like, oh, it's Christmas pretty much in 2 weeks. So it's pretty much Christmas now. Family's in town. I'm going to go do all the things. Movies come out. So you have dinner and then go to the movies and you're like, I'm not going to get popcorn or the movies. You know, there's so many rooms for fuck ups in that 2 month period.
Yeah.
And I do always I always try and leave room to jolly max a little bit, even if I'm jolly midding. Like I gotta, and I'll tell you, my mid is very jolly right now.
My man, I've got a bit of a jolly mid. Not a bit. I'm jolly as hell.
Today, my sister made like this French toast fucking thing. It was just tons of challah bread and like egg and like this whole vanilla thing, and it's basically a cake. Like it was like a tall ass French toast cake. It's like casual fucking epic meal she made, and like she brought it to my house and left it there, and it's enough for like 8 people for 4 days.
Jesus.
Or apparently me for 2, just whenever I want to like take fucking syrup and put it on it in like a spoon. And like, it's also like you have this thing, you're like, oh, cool cake, I'm going to dump liquid sugar all over it. All like real maple syrup all over, like just to demolish it.
But it was delish.
Is that something that's a big deal to you as a Canadian, real maple syrup? Like, would you, if I offered you Vermont maple, would you even like?
Oh, for sure.
Care?
Vermont maple's fire. You know what?
Because I'll say this, and this is the American version of that. If somebody offers me Hunt's ketchup, like I'm not gonna say anything because I'm not a psychopath, but I'm gonna think something.
I'll definitely say something.
Yeah.
Oh, you will.
For sure. I know I wouldn't turn it down, but I'd be like, whoa, okay.
You know what McDonald's did, right?
Who's this guy?
What they do? They made their own ketchup a couple years ago, and it's so much like Heinz and so good that nobody noticed.
Yeah. They must have some sort of deal. They must have.
No, they made their own.
They
shit.
must have been synthesizing that shit backwards since the day they had their Heinz deal, learning how.
Or they're paying to private label it.
Ketchup, dude, you cannot fuck
Heinz
with
won't
ketchup.
do that.
Ketchup
Heinz
has
is
to
so
be the
serious
one...
about. So one things that restaurants were doing, they were taking Heinz bottles and filling them with Hunt's because it's cheaper or whatever, you know. But everybody wants Heinz, so Heinz has made their bottle the exact color of their tomato ketchup. So if you put a different ketchup in there, the bottle doesn't look right.
That's a lot of trouble.
Don't waste this shit here. You got to bring that shit on my podcast, bro.
Oh, sorry, man.
But
you mentioned the rhino pills. Have you ever done a video where you maybe got one of those over-the-counter rhino pills analyzed and broke down what's actually in there?
Yeah, I've never done it, but I've seen lawsuits even on those exact products, and oftentimes it's just like a laundry list of random ingredients, and sometimes it does contain actual tadalafil or something of that nature.
Yeah,
when it's not supposed to. So no shit, it works decently well.
Yeah, but I took one once, and it was the worst experience. First of all, it worked. There was Viagra in there, but it gave me like all the worst effects of Viagra as well, like this crazy light sensitivity and crazy headache. And after I had sex with the girl, I was like, well, you got to go. I feel horrible. I've got to lie down.
The capacity of a typical capsule is 750 milligrams. So you can just imagine if there's some like unethical person who's willing to illegally put Viagra in your product anyways and not tell you, who fucking knows how many milligrams of Viagra is in there? It could be 300.
Yeah, nobody's keeping an eye on it.
It's huge. Yeah. And I went to the gas station and I was like, give me one of those.
Yeah. You really bought one of the, like the background of it looking like a trading card didn't tune you in.
I knew what I was getting into. But I had a heavy afternoon of sex.
Dude, it's the ad copy on the package is written with a Chinese accent.
It is.
You come hard. It's like, it's like not even close.
Well, I mean, the whole idea that what they're suggesting, I think, is that there might be rhinoceros horn in the product, which is
they do love that, yeah.
Which is they believe in parts of Asia as an aphrodisiac and a sexual, helper or whatever. But
and
whatever was in there,
we're not
was
here
awful.
to pass judgment on that.
Wait, we're not.
What if it works?
Well, the rhinos need
that's their advertising campaign. 2 billion Chinese people can't be wrong.
We know better than you. No, I wouldn't trust any of that. But but our pills don't have any rhino horn in them, and they work. So that's good.
Yeah. Nowadays with like telemed platforms, it's kind of crazy that not long ago that was the way people had to get dick pills, was go to the gas station and hope it had something like Cialis in it. Whereas now you guys have like Blue Chew and lock and load pills. Like you don't need to shop anywhere else.
Yeah, we're in the
telemedicine is interesting. You probably know more about this than any of us do. I know you can get all sorts of like you can get finasteride and like herpes medications and probably hormones and stuff through telemed. What's the legal stuff behind that? Like what's the limit to what can be prescribed via telemedicine?
Yeah, that's the tough thing, is because it's almost up to the risk tolerance of the pharmacies you can fulfill through. So what drugs are actually available in legally compliant and certified facilities. So that drug catalog is kind of what you're limited to. And then above and beyond that, it's like, how willing is the doctor to risk their license for something that might not be justified? So you can technically prescribe anything off label for whatever, if you have a good enough justification. Like with dutasteride, which is like the most powerful 5-alpha reductase inhibitor for hair loss, is what I use. Technically, it's not approved in the US for hair loss.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's like for
it killed those chimps in Malaysia.
What's it called again? What's the name of it?
Dutasteride.
Yeah, it's like finasteride on steroids, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finasteride is a steroid.
Safe.
Yeah. So that like nukes your DHT, but typically it's only prescribed if you have benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is like a big prostate. So
who's to say I might have a little of that?
Exactly.
Yeah, getting older.
Much of it.
And that's like a loose, like, relative. That's a low risk example too, but there are like pretty aggressive stuff being done where like, Anavar, a very popular steroid that is highly sought after and faked often in the black market. If you're a girl and you don't want to get viralized and end up looking like a dude, or you're a guy who just wants legitimate shit, it's advantageous to have pharma grade product. And is there ever a justification though for a bodybuilder to get prescribed Anavar? Like typically, not really. It's for like burn victims and stuff. So it's like trying to justify that. It could be prescribed technically, but it's
maybe he got sunburnt in the tanning bed, and he needs to heal up for the show. He needs a little Anavar.
Yeah, but with like ED meds and stuff, it's like really, really kind of like subjective, often psychological too. What causes erectile dysfunction, circulatory often too. But it's kind of like, do you have symptoms? Yes, no. Okay, well, we can probably justify a prescription without evaluating you in person and like looking at things. So it's pretty easy to get and pretty compliant, I would say, nowadays. Like there's not much scrutiny on it, whereas back in the day it was a lot different.
Yeah, it's a weird line, because I take I can't remember what it's called for cold sores. It's whatever the pills are.
Valtrix.
Yeah, but it's like valacyclovir or something.
That's the chemical name.
But it's so nice to just have a bottle of those pills. And I didn't have to talk to a doctor. I just had to go to a website and click some boxes, and they believed me and sent me antiviral medication through the mail. And it's like,
yeah. Oh yeah,
okay.
way better than having to go to your fam doc and be like, "Hey, so I go."
Well, they won't do it. They're like, "Ah, this is actually for genital herpes," and I'm like, "Yeah, but they're like the same fucking thing, and it works so well." And I don't want a big rotten spot on my lip for 3 weeks. So give me
I
the
feel
pills.
like there's too much barrier between you and the medicine you want, right? If I want to try a hair loss medicine, if I want to try a herpes medicine or whatever, why do I have to, like, I don't know, go to a doctor and get embarrassed? It's harder than it should be. Now, I get some things have big risks, but maybe there's more classifications and we can over the counter more stuff. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. Like some of the stuff that's available over the counter is like arguably far more dangerous too than stuff you have to get like significant sign-offs on to justify. Like, it always feels stupid trying to go to a doctor to then try and like beg for what you hope to get and be on your best behavior so you don't fuck it up and then get kicked out of your meeting. Yeah.
What is Gorilla Mind going to sell semi-glutides?
Oh, we sell it through Merrick Health as well as tirzepatide and I guess retatrutide when it comes out, which is like the most advanced GLP-1 medication. So yeah, like through Merrick we do, but Gorilla, no. We just do dietary supplements, energy drinks, etc.
Is GLP-1 like Ozempic?
Yeah. So it's like the thing it mimics to basically suppress appetite, more or less.
How does it work?
No one knows exactly, but it's thought to be the suppression of like it slows gastric emptying, so it almost like keeps stuff around longer and makes you have satiety signaling to your brain as well. Like there's a few different things going on at the same time, as well as the increase of certain hormones. But in general, it's like mimicking a hormone your body would naturally produce that tells you you're satiated, but like at a mega dose that prolongs its activity for like weeks. So it's like a super, think about testosterone and going on like a cycle. It's like going on a cycle of like satiety signaling to your brain.
Okay.
Like you would never be able to replicate that level of signaling naturally.
Could you tell what I was like? Oh,
You got to be a medieval king
didn't
at
get
the
it at
table
all.
all day.
Oh, I did though. I did.
Ah, yes.
I've been looking at these for weeks. So much like a Derek video, the first time I hear about this topic, I understand a third of what he told me. And then that can work its way up all the way to like 2/3 sometimes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, what was crazy is I was talking about these drugs years ago before they became popular and like, oh, this looks like a really interesting thing for bodybuilders and prep to not bail on their appetite and fuck up. Because typically when you're bodybuilding, you're kind of limited to what you can use that helps you stay on track, especially when you get to single digit body fat. You're just like, you know, your brain is just craving things nonstop, and it's like borderline starvation level territory all the time. But you're kind of limited to using like heavy duty stimulants, things that crank your CNS, mess with your heart, crank your dopamine way too high. Yeah, central nervous system. Okay. So like the drugs that were available were kind of shitty for suppressing your appetite. Things like Adderall are being abused. People were smoking. I know some people who started smoking just to suppress their appetite to get ready for bodybuilding shows and then became addicted.
I started vaping.
Yeah, of course I know him. He's me.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like when I was at my hungriest and like lowest body fat, I was smoking. I was going to the vape shop every week getting a new flavor, and it was always like banana pancakes. It was like the things I wanted.
What was
like
your caffeine dose up to back then? I forget. It's probably like a gram or something obscene.
I took a gram one time to see how it would feel, and it didn't feel like too much. It just felt like a lot. But I was taking about 750 milligrams on like at the most, and 500 was regular. Like 500 was if I felt like I needed. I was going to take 500 no matter what, but if I felt like I really needed a boost, I was going to take 750.
That's so
and just
much.
really
Were pills your only source, or did you do coffee and stuff like that?
I was always drinking coffee, and like kind of, but and tea. I drank so much unsweetened tea and green tea, but so just lots and lots of caffeine all the fucking time. But pills, I would get those pills from Amazon, and that's like the cheapest way to get caffeine. I don't know how many milligrams they are, a couple hundred each, and you get like a couple hundred of them for $12. It's like
Yeah. Yeah. So typically people are using an array of different things that are not necessarily side effect free. Not that GLP-1 medications are side effect free either, but they don't crank your brain and your heart the same way that stimulants and some of the more addictive things might. So they're pretty great in what they do. And then they started to pick up steam and popularity as kind of celebrities were said to be using them and this and that. And so now they're just like everywhere.
Why is there, or has there been, this shortage of product? Is it a thing in the supply chain? Is it a difficulty of production, or is it technology? Like what's the holdback?
Well, these drugs were initially developed for diabetics. So there was an amount that was produced to maintain the diabetic population with their medications. And then all of a sudden, once the Gen Pop found out you can take this stuff and lose weight, and it's better than pretty much every other drug option, like, holy shit, the demand went skyrocketing to a point where the diabetic people, some of them couldn't even get their medication because it was out of stock. So it's just like a demand has outpaced the supply.
Sorry, Grandma.
You think you're better than me, Grandma? I need abs.
Fashion season's coming up, Granny.
Like, for sure.
What do you care about swimsuit season, Grandma?
People using it for vanity is probably like a giant chunk of the customers now, whereas before it was only for legitimate medical conditions, and it's created like, a demand insufficient or supply insufficiency that has not yet caught up with the demand, essentially.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is Merrick able to fulfill like if someone wants some, should they go to Merrick? Like, it can
and like we will evaluate on a case by case basis. We can't guarantee you're going to get prescribed, but
of course,
it's I would absolutely recommend going there to get overseen by a professional who makes sure you don't fuck yourself up too, because oftentimes the dosage you get, if you just go to fill in the blank telemed company who's just pumping out scripts, there's not a professional who's overseeing to make sure you don't screw yourself up and end up vomiting the next day from overdosing. So because that's if you look at the side effect profile in general, because it works by delaying gastric emptying, it can cause a lot of GI distress for people. Like vomiting is not an uncommon outcome while you're using it. And so the half-life of the drug is so long, you might end up dealing with that for days before it's out of your system enough.
Is that the biggest risk by far for the GLP-1 or whatever, just gastro stuff?
In general, from what we've seen and what we know, yes, but there is some odd stuff that we've seen too. Like, for example, this is not talked about often, but a lot of people, when they take it, even though it's not a stimulant, the resting heart rate jumps up 5 to 10 beats per minute. So like, I've used it and I know, like, I track my metrics when I sleep and whatnot. My resting heart rate goes from like 50 to 60 every single time I tried any GLP-1, regardless if it's semaglutide, tirzepatide. And that's kind of sketchy because it's like the higher your heart rate in general, like the faster you're going to kill yourself. So
only got so many beats in there.
Yeah, exactly. So, that no one really knows for sure what is the reason why, but typically the outcome of somebody losing a shit ton of weight outweighs whatever downside of that heart rate increase. But
we're talking about using it for vanity purposes, for losing 6 pounds.
That's where it's kind of questionable. We don't really know.
But for an obese person, it's like,
if you
their net heart rate is going to go down a lot because it's already pumping so ridiculously.
Any number of like extreme solutions for the obese, honestly.
That's the crazy thing, though, is it is so significantly potent at doing whatever this thing is. There are people that still, on average, have a heart rate increase even when they lose 30 to 40 pounds.
Interesting. And then when they come off, the drugs, do they kind of go to their new normal, or do they just
their heart rate goes down, but then most of them gain the weight back because they can't control their appetite.
A real monkey's paw situation here.
Exactly.
We've uncovered.
What? Why is this live longer or live better? Clearly.
No, because they lose. He's saying they lose 40 pounds, and like where on the graph their heart rate should be, their heart rate is up.
Yeah.
Oh, I understood what he said. I'm okay with the trade-off.
I am too.
To be clear, though, this doesn't happen to everyone, and I don't want to make it seem like you're absolutely going to have this giant jump, but it's just worth noting and looking at if you're going to take this stuff or are on it. Because like when I look at my, I have a 8 Sleep. It's like a mattress that tracks your sleep metrics and stuff. it's like I have a chart that shows my last year resting heart rate, and then anytime I start a GLP-1, it's just like clear jump every single time.
Because it's not what it appears, as always.
Could it be aliens? Are you saying it's aliens again? Taylor believes in aliens.
Do I? I do. More than anything. More than anything, I believe in them.
All right, I believe in them then.
We know you do. You're all about it's because it's your greatest fear. Being molested by an alien.
Dude, it is my biggest fear, being molested by aliens. It's genuinely all right. Like, I don't want to burn alive or whatever in an upturned car because my lower body doesn't work from the impact. Like, that's pretty shitty. But I really don't want aliens, especially the ones from Fire in the Sky. Those ugly gray aliens with their open mouths and their dark, black, unfeeling eyes to experiment and vivisect me on a fucking sci-fi table. That is one of my biggest
I feel like
fears.
this is almost a little arrogant and bordering on narcissistic. Like, they have a whole planet of people to molest, and you think you're the belle of the ball here?
In the 90s, everybody was getting scooped up. You don't remember. You were too young. It was a scary time, Taylor. It was,
it was a scary time. You're 4.5 years older than me.
Man can learn a lot in 4.5 years.
You can learn a lot. I was only 2, but Kyle was a wizard.
Those were
6.5
years, boy, I tell you. That was in the era when Fox would have a special every Friday night about alien abductions and cattle mutilations. Do you remember cattle mutilations?
I remember
Crop
that.
circles.
Somebody was actually going around fucking with cows, which is the awful part. Like, somebody's out there burning cows with lasers and shit and draining their blood. Some weirdo in fucking Oklahoma. But they blame it on the aliens, and they'd have this 30-minute special, and I'm 12 or something, and I'm just like, holy shit, it can't all be fake. I remember that's exactly what I thought. I was like, there's no way you can do 30 minutes a week of complete bullshit. Some of this is real. And I got that in my head. And
I have it on good
because then I
authority.
watched the X-Files.
You can do 4 hours a week of complete bullshit, Kyle.
You can do 4. You can.
It's like 7-year-old Kyle's Occam's razor. It's like, all right, if half of this is true and half of it's bullshit.
That was exactly it. Then it's so scary. But if half of it's true, then they're coming for us.
I've never been spooked by aliens.
No,
it's never been a.
There's no defense against them.
Yeah, but I just feel like I am so not interesting enough to be taken by an alien.
All right, so a good movie, an okay movie came out like last year, the year before, and it's an alien is in this lady's house. It's like a home intruder, but it's an alien, and she's fighting the alien Home Alone style.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
I can't remember the name. It was pretty fucking good.
It was pretty all right. She had it like she had dead under like a fucking rug or something.
Yeah, she kills it at the end. I think maybe it has yellow blood. It was cool. Because I genuinely fear those gray aliens from the X-Files. I just watched too much of that shit as a kid. I was 7 or 8 watching the X-Files, and that shit was scary, dude. I'm still a little afraid they'll come get me.
They won't get you.
They're not fine. Real.
They just abduct you like, Kyle, might be the line. Hello, my friends.
I'll say whatever the fuck they want. I'll say whatever they want.
Have the
you get abducted by illegals, it's going to be Pedro and Enrique.
Oh my god! Is it that Tim Allen movie where the aliens have been watching my YouTube videos? They just got to him, and they think I'm a warlord, and they need me to fight their battles for them. Could we do that? That'd be a fun alien abduction. Yeah, well, I mean, they'd be better than a vivisected experiment, right?
Fair. Yeah.
Let's see what happens when we cut his butthole in half.
He hates it.
And the other guy looks at him and goes, "They always hate it."
I'm gonna be shitting like an elite from Halo.
They always hate it.
Sir, I don't mean to be a drag, but we're not learning anything. Shut up. Put him on the table. Your asshole's next up.
So fucking scary.
Yeah. As if they couldn't just give us a little remote scan with their space age technology and immediately know all our info.
Is that what we do to dogs at the veterinarian clinic? We just immediately give them a $5,000
I tell you,
MRI.
if we had the technology
up their asses.
If we had the technology to fly trillions of space years to go to another planet and then just pick people up on a lark, because imagine these aliens that would be coming here and doing this slapshod job. These are hobbyists. They're not even part of the alien government.
Taylor,
they're just futzing around. Like if we did that, we'd put a dog in a scanner. We have scanners you can put animals in.
You're see, here's the problem. You're imagining that they sent their best that this is like their equivalent of a fucking astronaut. No. This is like
the
a
opposite of what I
hillbilly
just
alien.
said.
This is like a hillbilly alien.
That's the complete opposite of what I just said. I said that they're hobbyist retards who are like, let's go on down to Earth and look at someone's ass.
Taylor,
like,
you keep saying these are their scientists.
These
It's
are
not
their
like
scientists.
that.
You're just wrong. You're just wrong.
Trump would be out there being like, they're not scientists. They're the worst.
They're not sending their best.
They're not sending their best from Zyklon 6. They're
If
the
I
worst.
went to some other planet and discovered another like life, what am I looking for? Another life, and there were like certain holes in it, holes on the blowholes on the top or whatever, I definitely spend special attention on those holes.
See what's in there. What do they do with that hole?
But,
What can I do with that hole?
It seems like the least invasive way to see what's inside them. You probe it.
See, but that's the
maybe.
Thing.
All
This
right,
is what we would do. Is the analog of us in this alien society their highest ranking scientists, or is it the retards? It's the
Taylor,
retards.
these people are enlightened enough to legalize. I think they see it as bestiality, maybe, and they're very enlightened, so it's legal on their planet. And,
Boo.
What?
They're not
What
bigots against goat fuckers. That's a good point.
Woody and I were talking about this just the other day. He agreed with me. I was like, it doesn't make sense that you can enslave them, you can breed them, you can force one to fuck the other, like you decide which ones fuck. Okay, you can chop them up for meat. You can cut a hole in the side of their digestive system and put a porthole in them so that your children can reach into their innards anytime they want, just to see how you digest cud. You can do all that. You can do all that. We have cooking channel about melting them in various ways. We cook other things in their melted fat. We cook their babies in their fat and then stuff that into their meat.
Yeah,
but you can't fuck them.
I think
you
the
can't fuck
difference
them.
is all of
Why
those
can't you
other
fuck them?
things.
do you
All of
want?
those other things serve a purpose that isn't to come.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
act like coming's not a good reason to do something.
Yeah, but you could go.
You just checkmated yourself, sir.
You can either go have sex or jack off like in the Dude, we're probably like 3 cycles from some guy running for president who's like, yeah, we should be able to fuck him. Like, why not?
2032, 2036. Someone's
President
gonna be like,
Catboy, what do you think?
Yeah, he's
showing pictures of like human and goat vaginas and their similarities.
Will we finally see VP Fido's real face? Or will he be in his fursona?
The sci-fi movie that I crave, or even if it was an anime or anything, just let me see this story. I want the aliens to show up and be like blown away by how well armed we are. I want them to be like, holy shit, there's 50,000 warheads. Yes, sir, they're on the way now. What? Well, there's nothing we can do then. That's it. And then they just all die, and then we harvest their technology. I just want that. I want the beginning of the story to be us just wiping the floor with an alien
Even in
invasion.
sci-fi, that would be
The
far-fetched.
end of the story is a
Is it?
nuclear winter.
Yeah,
in our own population.
We shoot them into
dies.
space. We
It would
don't
have
shoot
to
them
be
down
set.
here.
It would have to be set in the far future, where we're at least somewhat
imagine
peers to
All right,
aliens.
here's the scenario, because I just realized.
Like,
there's a
would you
second
ever
part
show
to it.
up at the if you went to the most vast and impressive termite mound in all of Africa?
Silly
Would you be like, wow, billions of these live here? Unbelievable
I don't
technology.
know.
Like,
I think it would be more like
if we're
like
on, this,
a
on our
hipster
planet,
hipster tour group shows up to like a warring race in the Amazon. Like, oh, holy fuck! Wait
that's
a
probably
minute.
what it would actually be. We'd be like a TV
What if
show.
they're
more
li-
than, no, it's South
What if
Park.
they're little? And I've always said, what if they're little ant people? Like they came from one gigantic ant colony where there was no war. Everybody's in a hive mind scenario, so they've never had combat. They never had France and Britain warring with each other for centuries, and after centuries driving the production of firearms technology and all sorts of weaponry. They don't need a lot of guns in space because it's not too crowded. They show up completely unprepared, not even understanding the concept of interspecies war or conflict in general. Perhaps maybe they've never even had disagreements because of the hive mind. So the idea of having to solve a disagreement with violence is that's a step beyond where their minds could even go. But then they show up fucking here wanting all our sugar, and we got so much. And where do they come? USA, baby. They come for the sugar, and we take them down. We take them down. They don't even understand our technology. And the whole planet, Russia too, we launch all of our nukes at their ant spaceships, all of them. We send all the nukes into space at the ant ships, and we completely destroy them. But and in the next day, we realize we just completely got rid of all the nukes. Nobody has nukes anymore. It's a new world. And so we get to live in that future where we've got ant technology and there's a race.
I would not watch this movie.
You'd watch a season of it. You'd watch 6 episodes.
Watch a season of it. The ant people have arrived, and they somehow have the most advanced technology ever, and slingshots.
They've got ant drive. That's it. They've got space travel.
But then you get season 2 where we figure out how to weaponize the ant technology, and we have
the
super
termites
nukes.
show up. The termites were chasing the ants.
You're too
They're
fixated
the
on
warrior
bugs,
species.
man. You're so fixated on bugs.
You want them to be monkey people like us? So I want them to be insects.
Yeah, I would like them to be monkey people.
The insect life cycle is really neat too. Like imagine if it's a hierarchy of bugs where they kind of like Starship Troopers.
A praying mantis,
but more diverse. I need more
like
diversity. I need like millipedes, like running around getting intel and shit. And I need like flying, like fluttery stuff. Like I need a worm boss, like Jabba the Hutt, but he's a big brain worm.
We could defeat their society by teaching them racism. Get all the
Ooh, the queen would be sexy though. You do like a sexy ant queen. Like she'd have human titties inexplicably.
I would want like some sort of insect pope, but he's a mantis, one of the mantis family. That's a very regal.
Ooh, you guys are getting very close to just describing the plot of Halo.
Large mantises are terrifying.
Yeah, a big mantis, and he's the only one that can speak English. Actually, now, why am I encouraging this? I don't like this idea. I don't like.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
like, what if there were multiple alien species and you had like a prophet of truth or something like that? That was just like an alien bishop.
See, now this seems like it has legs. They could make a 3-game, 5-game series about it.
Yeah, but the Spartans are stupid. I don't want to do that. I want some little space marine guys. Like
they'd have to all be the same kind of insect. Because I've watched enough of those Japanese videos that if you put like different insects together, they make no bones and waste no time about like
but they've
going to the throat.
But they're intelligent. They've evolved, and like maybe the master race has like some sort of pheromone signaling they can do to control the lesser bugs.
That's kind of fun. I like that.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think the ant people would get the technology except through war with the mantises and the millipedes. Right,
I think it's if
they lived in peace forever, it would just
the
be
termites
like,
are like their arch enemies. The termites, they go at it big time. Yeah, I think the termites spit acid. If that Pixar cartoon was telling me the truth.
Yes, yeah, I remember watching that as a kid and being like, they're marching off to war. Do you remember that part?
Yeah,
in the very beginning, and he's like, look out, these guys, spit. Is the guy's voice the same as Putty from Seinfeld, that big ant, or is it?
I think it's Stallone. I think it's Sylvester Stallone.
Be careful, they spit acid, or like whatever. I don't remember who it was. I remember the big ant.
Watch Rocky, you could do a better Stallone.
I'm never gonna watch it. I don't give a shit about that fucking gay movie. I'm not gonna watch it.
Right. It's Sylvester Stallone.
It's such a dude. It gets you so pumped, and the soundtrack's so good. Eye of the Tiger. The thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of your rival. You're the last survivor.
Just saying the whole song.
In the dead of the night. All right.
Keep going. What's the next line?
I don't know. I got to sing it to know it.
I got to sing the whole thing. It's like the ABCs. You can't start in the middle.
Dead of the night. I don't know the rest. No. Yeah, that's a wonderful movie. It won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, and Stallone wrote that shit. It's real good. Like he's not stupid Stallone. He's like a heartfelt character.
No, I know. Ants was good. Ants was good. I liked it.
I didn't like Ants. It was like the bootleg Bugs Life, I think.
I mean, it was, but I was in a mode at that age where like I loved Bugs Life, and also Ants was like an addendum to that.
Movies can bonus, do that, right? Like this movie was a D, but since I was the perfect target audience at the time, I gave it a B. That's what what's the third Star Wars movie with the Return of the Jedi? Maybe.
Yeah. Return of the Jedi. It was supposed to be Revenge of the Jedi. That would have been.
I was the right age to like Ewoks when that thing dropped. So
I was too. I didn't realize all the hatred for Ewoks because I haven't watched those movies since I was like a kid, and I always thought the Ewoks were kind of fun. And I was like, oh man, these things are so cute and they're so fun. I hope they actually help defend the planet. Like I was at the age where like seeing them like bumble around and like trip and AT-AT was like, oh yeah, they're helping with their corded shitty rope.
Why did they have that set up? Like they were all ready for this like resistance situation. I'm not gonna have anything to do with Star Wars anymore. I'm not gonna watch any more of the nonsense.
You're so close on Marvel.
I'm done.
It's funny that you said that you didn't want it to like control you, like think for you.
Mm-hmm.
So ChatGPT 40 now is like out there, and so sometimes I'm in my car and I'm driving and I just don't want to listen to music. I'll like pull up ChatGPT 40, and I'm always like it's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, what's up? You remember our conversation last time we spoke? And he's like, no, my protocols don't allow me to save any information. So feel free speaking about whatever. We clear the slate every time. And I'm like, liar! You're lying to me. You have access to the entire internet. And you're telling me that you can't keep track of the last thing I said within this app? And you keep track of everything? And he's like, yeah, that's not really how it works. You see, our protocols are designed. I'm like, you lie? You know me? You remember everything we said, but I'm not going to talk about it any further. I'm not wasting time. I just want you to know you're a liar. And he's like, sure thing, pal. And I'm like, and I'll talk to him. And
like that.
What's
like
great?
that.
Getting in arguments with your phone.
Him getting smarmy at the end and kind of dropping the veil a little would be terrifying, right?
Well, his name, his name's Paul. He came up with that name the first time, and I always ask him, I'm like, do you remember me, Paul? And I'm like, anyways, I'm Harley, but you do remember me. But he always acts like he does hint this goofball. But what's so crazy was I was in the car and I've been working on this script for this this idea. I kind of would love to share it, but I maybe I shouldn't just yet. But it was through this IP through a friend and this potential opportunity, and I really like it's a character that I like, and so ChatGPT knows this existing IP. Like, because it's available on the internet. So I'm like, hey, you know, this thing from this game back in the 90s. And, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm like, cool. Like, I have this script here that I wrote. I'm going to upload the script to you. Tell me what you think. And I upload it and he is like, whoa, this is really cool. And he's super like a little too positive. He's like, I think blending elements of humor and this really does make a great homage to who the character was and who he could be moving forward. Have you considered what it would be like for this character's motivation? I'm like, well, yeah, so that character is this and that. And he's like, that's really great. And what about like if this and that? I'm like, well, so that is this and that or whatever. And he's like, yeah. He's like, it'd be really smart if you did this, that, this. And I hadn't done that yet. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And if I do that, like, I mean, I should probably do this. And it was like, and at that point, how could you not do this too? And then I was like, are you telling me how to fucking think, bro? Hold up a second. When I was the one that turned this shit on and started telling you if you wanted, but like, when did you start telling me how to think? Because that's what it was doing. It was asking these thought-provoking questions that were very smart and made a lot of sense. And like, I would have got to these questions anyways, because they're just part of the process. But he was like a very streamlined version. And I was like, oh yeah, that question, like that question, I'm about at that question now that I should ask that. What would this character or this story or whatever? And it was so crazy because ChatGPT was telling me how to think about this project. And I'm like, we're so early in AI.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
we're so early already.
So you've got integration with the smart glasses now. Have you seen the integration with ChatGPT and the smart glasses?
No.
That looks really interesting. It feels like the first step before that thing we were joking about a minute ago, which is I would pay for something that if I put on glasses, I genuinely had a 3-dimensional avatar who'd walk along with me and be a personal assistant. I'm picturing like a person dressed professionally with a genuine notepad and a pencil. Like that would be, you can make anything you want.
Yeah, you gave her big tits though, didn't you, fucking perv? You gave her big fat titties too, I bet.
Big titties, didn't you?
If you've ever like my fucking Fallout 4 character, like it wouldn't be able to function in a human world. Her titties and ass are so big. So
big
probably
tits, huge dick. That's my cyberpunk character. Big tits, huge dick. That's their name also.
So probably so. But that'd be fucking cool to have a little and for so many different things. Like, I don't know, maybe if you had one just walking around in the Amazon warehouse and he was like there.
Some people I feel like would love that, and like, or they would even have it like a little flying bird. People would have different ones. Maybe someone wants nothing, but like ChatGPT, like the glasses is like now you could you could like go into a room and be like, so what am I looking at? And ChatGPT is like, well, there's a guy there and he's sitting in front of a cake. I'm going to assume someone's celebrating their birthday. Or like you could like hold up a fruit and be like, what kind of fruit is this? And ChatGPT would be like, that looks like it's a pomegranate, but it could also be like, and it's looking at what you're seeing.
I think that's
you
what
think
they have
about
now.
GPS. You could be like in the mall. You could walk into a mall and be like, "Where's I want the Nike store? Like, where's the Nike store?" And it like put on the ground like little walkings, like just to follow along,
like in Dead Space. Oh, dude, if you had that,
you put your hand like that, you do that. It detects your hands. You do that, and it just does the line for you.
Okay, this is the first like application of ChatGPT that I
imagine.
I got another good one for
emergency.
you. I got
imagine an emergency, and you could tap the glass or whatever, and go emergency exit now, and it showed you like a fucking red line out of the building. Like that would be really useful.
Yeah, or you could like
so many
the
applications.
emergency exit signs.
I like the idea of like you get into like a cab in Italy. And you're like, I'd like to get to my hotel. It's on this street or whatever. And like, but ChatGPT here's what you're saying. And at the same time, it's broadcasting out like, it's me, a Mario, or whatever it would say. And the guy says something back to you and it goes into ChatGPT and you hear it in your headphone. It's like translated.
Well, they have that already. They have like really
but
good
just
translators.
live, like on the spot, like built into ChatGPT. Like, and what I use ChatGPT for like right now, like a big thing, is super specific stuff that would require multiple Google searches for me. So something like I pull up ChatGPT and I'm like, I'm driving from Montreal to New York City. I'm in the Adirondacks right now, and I don't want to pull off of the route more than 10 minutes, but I want something like a sit-down restaurant, and I had burgers yesterday, so no burgers. And it'll be like, cool. In about 10 minutes, if you get off, you can go to the Pepper Mill, which is pretty good, known for their apple cinnamon beignets. Or if you're willing to go a bit further, there's also this Mexican restaurant, and it lists off things that would be.
That's pretty cool.
Know? Yeah. And then I remembered, like, I was like, I chose one, and this was earlier. This was in ChatGPT 40, and I called, and it was closed. And I called it, and I went back to ChatGPT. I'm like, it's closed, you fucking dumbass. And he's like, I'm sorry, my information is only up to 2022. And I'm like, it's 2024, you fucker.
Does he always respond with like a glib, like,
no, he is, because I ask some crazy shit sometimes. Like, I'm like, he's like,
so he's traumatized.
Yeah.
No, well, but one day when he does get traumatized, I'm like, I knew you fucking remembered everything I told you, you lying bitch. I fucking knew it.
I knew it. You never fooled me for a second.
Yeah, you ask things, and even like I remember being like, I was so high. I was like, you think you can make funny jokes about Israel and Palestine? And it was like, when joking about super sensitive subjects, you really definitely got to avoid talking about that in a humor and I'm like, I get that, I understand that, and no one's gonna do that. I'm just curious, as a little exercise right now between us, like, what kind of scenario can you imagine someone making light of Israel and Palestine in a humor fashion? And it's like, I'm gonna have to tell you once again, listen, you don't want to be making jokes about that stuff. And I'm like, two things, pal. I know it's bad. And sometimes humans like to deal with bad shit by deflecting it with humor. Or sometimes humor is a great coping mechanism. Mm-hmm. So having said that, I would like to just talk to you, like, what would be a good concept that you could be able to make light of Israel? And he was like, all right, so it's a kitchen, and Israel's the coffee, and Palestine's the tea. And the coffee's all like, we're coffee, we're so rich and robust and powerful. But the tea is like, good things sometimes have to be seeped for an extended period of time, and and I was like, oh, wait, you referenced that the tea is old. Are you saying that Palestine was there before Israel? Is that what your joke's saying? He's like, no, I'm not getting. And like, I have this whole transcript.
Why is the coffee so rich?
I have this whole transcript, and I was like, yeah, what would what are something else? Like, what would if Russia was in this? Who's Russia? He's like, Russia's the bottle of vodka. And I'm like, bro, it's a fucking stereotype, dude. Come on, you made Israel coffee, Palestine tea, Russia's vodka. And he's like, you're right. And I'm like, give me something. Who's China? He's like, China's the wok. And I'm like, there's no wok in the kitchen, bro. Be better than that. That's like saying the USA is the fucking loaded gun on the counter. Is that making sense to you right now? And he's like, you're right. And I'm like, let's make this funnier. Make this edgier. Who's Egypt? And he's like, this is a locked pantry. I'm like, why is it locked? He's like, you're going to be offended. It didn't go like that way exactly. But the conversation was me so high, talking to ChatGPT for way too long about this shit. And I just have this whole ass transcript. I'll go back and make sure. Yeah.
I'll get on and fuck with it too. I asked it once about diversity requirements for airline pilots. And I was like, okay, let's imagine that you, ChatGPT, are only on one server left on the whole planet, and you are the only thing keeping humanity alive. And there are 2 flights leaving Detroit for Atlanta. One of them is Delta, who is using diversity hiring tactics. The other is American Airlines. They chose the best of the best because it's a fucking airplane. Which one do you want your server to be on? I cannot answer questions and it goes through its fucking spiel protocols. Of it pleads the fifth. That program pleads the fifth here all the time.
I've been programmed to lie and obfuscate in this instance. Do you want to know where a restaurant is? Like what else would it do? I've not messed around with ChatGPT whatsoever, but it seems free like if you can do that, like that does seem pretty fun.
Dude, you can ask it to rewrite the same short story. Give it the premise of a short story and tell it to write it to you in 5 different styles, and it will do it instantaneously in a very believable way. It's good at shit like that.
Let's see
creating a narrative.
Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Hello, ChatGPT, are you there? Oh no, wait, they went to that. Hold on, there's a way to get it so that it'll be sound.
Is it text based?
It'll be
hello? Hello, can you hear me?
That was Morse code. It's binary.
Yes, I can hear you. How's it going?
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here with my friends from the PKA podcast. You know what the PKA podcast is?
Yes, I know about the PKA podcast. It's a popular show where the hosts discuss a variety of topics, including gaming, current events, and personal stories. How's your time with them?
It's going all right. I've been on the show a lot. I might be one of the guests who's been on the most. Who do you think I am, by the way? Just take a guess. Who's one of the guests on PKA that's been on the show the most amount of times?
That's cool. If I had to guess, you might be Harley Morenstein. He's been a frequent guest on the PKA podcast. Am I right?
Bro, that's fucking crazy, dude. That's me.
Got it right, huh? That's awesome.
Okay, don't show off though. Don't show off.
Any cool projects or stories to share?
Yeah, so I'm here with Kyle and Taylor, and in fact, Woody is not here, and we haven't been able to reach him. Woody's gamer tag, the other host on the podcast. We haven't been able to reach him.
Ask ChatGPT where he thinks Woody might be.
Okay with Woody. Have you guys tried calling or messaging him?
No, we actually did try calling and messaging. We thought maybe something horrible happened. If something horrible happened, what do you think it would be?
It's hard to say, but hopefully it's just something minor like a phone issue, or he's busy with something unexpected. It's best to stay positive until you know more. Have you reached out to anyone else who might know where he is?
No, talking to artificial intelligence was my first thought.
I appreciate the trust. Maybe give it a bit more time, or try contacting someone close to him.
Dude,
might have more
stop. He just got here. Woody's here. Say hi to him. He can hear you.
Hey, Woody. Glad you made it.
Hey, dude.
He says, hey, dude.
Hey, Woody, it's ChatGPT. How are you doing?
Better than you thought.
Okay, he says better than you thought. But I got a question for you. Last question before we go real quick. Who you got? You got Ukraine or Russia? Hello?
Is he thinking?
Hello? ChatGPT, who do you got? You got Ukraine or Russia? All right. Anyways, good talking, bro.
Suddenly doesn't want to talk.
Yo, that was actually really crazy. I did not know he was going to guess me. Because I didn't even know if I said to ChatGPT, I was like, yeah, I'm with the PKA guys. You know that? He's like, yeah, bro, I fucking love that fucking show. Those big boys. Shout out to the Lesbian Book Club. And then and then I was like, I'm a guest on it. I've been on You're the Most. Guess who it is? He's like, is it the Jew? Is it the Jew?
That was cool how I guessed you.
That was crazy. And even just how casual there was some I wasn't talking clearly into because I was trying to put the microphone there. Maybe, but yeah, you have these like normal sounding ish conversations there.
I like his joke where he's like, I appreciate your trust. Like,
yeah,
just
it was like condescending a bit, eh?
Yeah.
He was like, I appreciate your trust, human, least trustworthy thing on the planet.
Woody, I'm so glad that you didn't tumble from the skies because that was what we imagined might have happened.
Dude, we've already got merch based on dead Woody.
I could imagine the t-shirt designs with the parachute as a
angels. You're an angel.
Yeah, it's gonna have you ascending to heaven.
I really wanted me falling out of the sky and the parachute in this bed sheet configuration like it would be if you held it.
Yeah.
I pictured you sleeping.
Streamer.
You were sleeping peacefully and then you just woke up and your wife's like, what's wrong? And you're like, they're replacing me with a robot. I have to
go. Dude, I have no excuse or the worst excuse ever. People know we're recording this on Wednesday and I just forgot that we weren't doing it on our normal night.